Hi, my name is Alexander Ziri. I'm the head of product here at London Real, and I would like to welcome you to tonight's masterclass, How to Bulletproof Your Business Idea. This masterclass is all about gaining clarity on your business idea. Maybe you have a bunch of ideas in your head, maybe you have no idea. That's fine. We're going to show you a process, and more than 1,000 students on our accelerators have gone through this process and build a successful business from scratch. And when I mean a successful business, I don't mean just making money. I'm talking about a business where you wake up every single day doing something you're excited about, serving people in a meaningful way, and making money at the same time. That's a successful business. Okay, first of all, there's a workbook. Right above your chat, you're going to see a little link. You can download the workbook. All the steps will be out there so you can follow everything that we're saying here. Download that now. And to introduce this webinar, this masterclass, let me introduce you to the man of the hour. He is the founder of London Real, a personal project that has grown into a highly respected media company where he interviews the most fascinating people on the planet, bring out their truth, and share it with an audience who want to build a better version of themselves. He has had over 400 amazing guests on the show, including Mantak Chia, Ido Portal, Jocko Willink, Dan Pena, Dorian Yates, Wim Hof, Tim Ferriss, Graham Hancock, Gary Vee, Alex Icahn, Jordan Peterson, Simon Sinek, Elliot Hulse, and the list just goes on and on. What was first an idea has now grown into a global phenomenon that has impacted millions of people. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Brian Rose.
Oh my gosh. Quite an introduction, Mr. Ziri. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to get started tonight because passion is something I don't think many people have out there. You know, a lot of times people are going to work, they're punching the clock, they go home, they're so drained that they forgot what passion's really like. And maybe a few hours of the weekend, or maybe when they're watching a show or on one of their websites, they're like, wow, I feel great about this. But they think, oh, that's just for entertainment. I can't live that every day. I can't make that my business. And I'm here tonight to tell everybody that you're wrong. In fact, the greatest business people are actually passionate about what they do, and that's what makes them great. And you know, we got a great fight coming up this weekend, Conor McGregor against Khabib.
Yes.
Conor just made $100 million last year fighting Mayweather. He doesn't need the money. Why is he fighting? Because he's passionate about it. Why is he the greatest? Because he's passionate about it. And I want to take everyone out there tonight, find your passion, show you how to turn it into a business so you can be like one of the greats. And that's what tonight's all about. I can't wait to drop in the Bulletproof Your Business Idea stuff. So I'm going to get started.
Sounds good.
Thank you,
Have
Mr.
fun.
Ziri. All right, let's do this. All right, folks, I am Brian Rose, and you're here live tonight at London Real World Headquarters. I'm going to be calling out some people in the chat right now who don't believe this is live. How dare you? Why would I not do this live? I love teaching about business because I learned the hard way. I made every mistake in the book, and I'm going to teach you what I learned tonight. Nobody out there in the entire world knows what we know about using the internet, digital products, social media, YouTube, and video in order to build a business, because no one's actually doing it. We went from zero to a multi-million-dollar business by using these same tactics, and I want to teach them to you tonight. But before we get started, I need to hear from you. I need for you to type in the chat and tell me what city are you from, and also tell me what's your business idea. And again, you might not know, but just any rough idea. Maybe it's mixed martial arts, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's human movement, maybe it's medicine or yoga or meditation or painting. I've taught students in all of these disciplines for all of my classes. Some of them have made $30,000, $100,000, even millions of dollars through these techniques. So go ahead and type in there what city you're from and what you think your business idea is. Again, no tourists allowed tonight. No watching us. You have to participate. That's the only way you're going to get to the next level. So do that, and I want to check in with you in just a second. Make sure you eliminate all distractions, and I'm going to do the same thing. So take out that mobile device. You can see me. I'm going into airplane mode. Do that as a sign of respect. I want you to take the dog, the cat, the iguana, whatever you have in your room, throw them out the door, lock it, tell your wife, your husband, your kids, whoever, that you're going to be hanging out with Brian Rose for the next 45 minutes, and you're going to be changing your life. I want you to close down all of those browser windows, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and Lord knows what else you're watching. It's none of my business. Just close it down and give me your undivided attention, because I truly believe that tonight could take your life on a new path. And there's plenty of guests here at London Real Studios that literally hanging out with them for an hour took me on a completely different path, one that I'm actually really proud of. The same thing can happen to you tonight, but I need you to go all in with me, get uncomfortable, do what I say to do, and you're going to have a real result at the end. So there you go. I want to also give you our show up bonus, which is our Success Secrets video from a guy named Oren Clough, who's got a book called Pitch Anything. I love Oren. He's got a great sense for business. And again, the link is in the chat. Watch it later because we have some business to do. And I also have a fast action bonus I'm going to share with you at the end of the masterclass. You're going to love this. Tons of value that you can use today to start your business. And that is what's going to happen. So tonight's masterclass is about how to get started in business. Most people find that business scares them. It's for business people with business degrees. It's actually not true. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs started with no education in business, but they followed their passion and made it happen. I'm going to teach you about that tonight. Why are you interested? Why do you want to start your own business? Well, maybe you want to be your own boss. Maybe you want to do work that you're actually excited about. Maybe you want to have the flexibility to control your own hours, work remotely, or travel. Maybe you want to double your paycheck to even 6 figures or maybe 7 figures. Maybe you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, or perhaps you just want to live your life on your own terms. All of this is possible. Again, I've graduated over 1,000 students in this business accelerator, and they all have reached this goal. And I want to teach you how to do it tonight. The truth is if you don't have your own business, you're always just going to be an employee, which means you'll have to do what your boss says. You might be doing unsatisfying work, living paycheck to paycheck, and there's no real possibility of creating financial freedom. And I know this all too well because my story is that I used to be a banker. You might have watched my TED Talk, From Banker to Broadcaster, and I was there making money in the city with financial transactions, but the truth is I had no passion for it. So it was just a paycheck. And in fact, every single year I was getting more unhappy and more unhappy and more unhappy. I was single, depressed, living alone, starting to drink myself to death. It wasn't working. I finally got the courage to actually leave and follow my passion. I started broadcasting, having conversations with super cool people, doing super cool things with my life, moving differently, eating differently, thinking differently, and it was all amazing, but there was no money. I was sitting there and I was going broke and it was killing me. And so those are the two extremes. One sense I had money and no passion. Once I had passion and no money. And finally, I had to ask myself, Brian, you either got to stop doing this or figure out a way to make money. Your life literally depends on it. Because if I went back to banking, I surely would be dead sooner or later. So I had to figure this out, and we started taking risks. We started taking chances and trying things out, and we finally figured out how to turn our passion into a business. And once we did that, everybody else wanted to know how. And I still remember the time I sold my first digital product. I'm going to tell you about that tonight, where I got money in the bank from ideas and passions in my head. It was such a game changer, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I learned I could make money not from extracting value from people like I did in the banking world, but actually by providing value to other people. And that's what I want to teach you how to do tonight. And that's how we've grown London Real to a multi-million-dollar business. We moved into this new world headquarters. We're making movies. We're graduating thousands of people from our accelerators, and we're changing the game in this world. We've touched 100 million lives, soon to be 1 billion, and we're here on a mission because we're super passionate about. And now, because I'm living my passion every day, I've attracted some incredible people in my life, and I go home to them every night. And this is what happens when you live your passion. For me, I got a family. I now have 2 beautiful boys and a daughter and a wife that's super loving, and they love me because I love myself, because I'm doing something that I really care about, and I'm no longer just clocking the paycheck, because that's a way to make money, but it's really a way to slowly kill yourself, and some of you know what I'm talking about. So tonight, I want to break this down into 3 actionable items. We take action here. There's not a lot of BS here at London Real. We want you to pull the trigger and get things done. First, I want to show you how to discover your passion and how to get paid for it, and how you can use video to build a $100,000 business. Next, I want to show you how to find the right business idea. And this is the intersection of your talents, your passions, and what I call the market. And I'll explain that later. And finally, I want to introduce to you something called your mom. And of course, I'm not talking about that wonderful lady. I talked to my mom actually this weekend, but this is short for Market Opportunity Map, MOM. This is how to test your business idea before you waste money and time trying to build a business that will never work. A lot of people spend half their savings and 6 months of their life building something that was never going to work in the first place. I'm going to teach you how to bulletproof that idea before you waste time. It's how we learn fast and then we can be successful. All of that's happening tonight. And before we get started, I want you to put this date in your calendar. So mark this right now, October 16th, which is 15 days from tonight. I want you to mark that. That is when our full online business training will begin. That takes you from zero to launching a revenue-generating business in 8 weeks. So mark that in your calendar. And before we get started, and again, I want to go to your chat. If you're coming late, tell me what city you're from and what city, what's your business idea. But before we do that, I want you to humor me. So do me a favor and close your eyes. Now, I can see all of you now on a webcam, so I can see you. Close your eyes and do me this favor. I want you to visualize your future. And let's say it's 6 months from now. And what you're going to do is I want you to visualize this. You now have a 6-figure business doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about. Every day you help others get to the next level, you provide value to the world, and you just pump a whole lot of positive energy into the world, and you get paid back in revenue that tops 6 figures. And I want you to think about, what is that day like? So again, close your eyes, and I want you to think, I wake up in the morning, how is your day differently now that you get to run your own business? Perhaps you sleep to when you want to sleep, you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, what can I do today to add value to the world? You go ahead, you check your email, you might be at some place in the world, you might be in your current city, you get 5 emails from your customers telling you how you changed their life, you get a few offers from JV partners who want to use your ideas and your passion to start new businesses. Maybe you have an offer to write a book, maybe a TED conference has contacted you to speak. Then maybe midday that day you go online and go live on your own masterclass and teach people all in the world things that you're passionate about. And again, maybe it's coffee or movement or yoga or meditation or MMA. Later, you spend time with your family and your friends because you've designed your own lifestyle and your own schedule. And perhaps you close out the day going to the beach somewhere or going skiing, or perhaps, again, meeting with one of your idols because this person wants to joint venture with someone like you that's turned their passion into a business. You feel great about what you're doing. You no longer feel exhausted. Your friends and family remark they've never seen you so happy. They've never seen you with so much energy, and they keep asking you how you did it. And you keep thinking to yourself, I want to do this the rest of my life, and you can see 7-figure, 8-figure revenues in the next 5 to 10 years of your life. I'm talking about living a life that had impact, something where people will talk about you 100 years after you're dead. Now you can open your eyes and you might say, Brian, that seems like a crazy dream. I don't even know how I would get there. Well, I'm here tonight to show you exactly what to do in order to make that happen, something I'm doing today. If you had told me this 3 or 4 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy, but that's what I want to talk about tonight. So again, let's go to your chats. Again, I want you to tell me what city are you from and what is your business idea. And of course, joining me tonight, as on every single masterclass that we do, is Mr. Julian Bales, our head of strategy. Julian, I just can't seem to get rid of you.
You're trying your best, but I'm still here.
You're still here. You're always here. You're always running point here, talking to all these people, connecting with their passions. What's the crowd look like there tonight? Where are they from? What are they talking about? Are they excited?
International crowd as ever, Mr. Rose. Yes. A lot of chatter going on tonight. We have people from all over the world. We have Mateus in Poland. We also have a Mateus in Aberystwyth, Wales.
Wales, good.
Charles in Singapore. Marian in Bratislava, Slovakia. Marcel in Pretoria, South Africa.
Wow.
We have Remo in Tallinn, Estonia. Aldis in Riga, Latvia. Kurt in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wow.
Juan in Lima and Peter in Toronto.
In Lima and Toronto, that's like 4 continents there.
Yep.
So Canada, South America, South Africa, Singapore, all over Europe. I wish I was surprised. But the truth is, I'm not. We've graduated students from, I think, over 67 countries around the world. On most of our live calls inside the academy, we have people in 14 different time zones. Actually, our strength is the diversity of all of our people, because let's be honest, folks, you're talking about a global market these days for any business you're in. These are the people who will be buying from you. The sooner you get connected to them and get your feedback, the sooner you'll be on to your own business. So that's great to hear. I love this crowd. Talk to me about business ideas. Some people come here tonight and they're like, Brian, I don't even know what I'm passionate about, let alone with my business idea. And we're going to get to that. But what are some of the things people are talking about? I'm always curious.
So Shubhra from India says, my own cooking show that has fun, geeky themed treats with an Indian twist to it, thereby creating my own cooking line and selling them on online platforms like Walmart, Amazon, Flipkart, and so on.
Someone's been doing their homework. Okay, this is really good stuff. And again, you're already seeing how to harness these digital tools. And the truth is that I was at the Sloan School of Business at MIT a little bit longer ago than I'd like to admit, and they didn't teach any of this stuff because it didn't exist. But the truth is that online media, digital products, video changes the game of everything. As soon as you learn how to embrace it, you can scale. And again, this woman here in India, boom, all of a sudden you could be a global brand making massive amounts of revenue if you decide to make the right choices. She's already talking about a micro niche, your 1,000 true fans, which I want to cover later in this masterclass.
Said says his business idea is to revolutionize the traditional study way. So things like maybe an e-study app.
Okay, good. Look, I think education online is one of the most fascinating things out there. We are some of the pioneers in what I call transformation, which is like education to the next level. And we have a whole system of accountability that I'll share with you later. Everything is changing. Like I said, 20 years ago, I went to university, I paid my tuition, I showed up to class, I wrote some notes, I took some exams. That's not how things work these days. I love the idea of e-learning, teaching people in a different way, through video, through personality, through social media, through real time. I love what you're doing, but I'd like to go a little bit deeper with you tonight. Again, folks, this is not for tourists. I'm expecting you to participate, give me your ideas. I'm gonna call you out and give you positives and negatives.
Few PTs in the house here. We've got Callum in Guildford, just down the road, saying he wants to start his own personal training business.
I love it. You know, we've worked with so many personal trainers over the years. I've had people that have specialized in breakdance, in gymnastics, in movement, in yoga. This is a field we know really well. One of my recent graduates, Roger Frampton, completely changed his business, made $22,000 in 8 weeks. Whereas before, he was literally taking a commute into London at 5 a.m., was getting sick and tired of trading clients and trading his time for money, because he used these terms to scale. I can't wait to talk to you tonight. You have to actually go more micro before you go macro, and I'll explain what that means later.
And we also have Hazel from Kent, who says, I am a shamanic practitioner and I wish to share my assistance with more people.
I love this. You know, there's a big gap in the market right now when it comes to shamanism online, you know, and I think it's going to be that first mover advantage. And I think there are tons of different businesses because they all apply to different types of people. And again, if you can be the shaman for the 60-year-old female in Florida or the shaman for the 25-year-old male in Bratislava, those are completely different markets. If you want to talk about plant medicines or you want to talk about other things, you can always specialize in these different types of substances. I love these ideas, and I think this is the place to embrace it. All right, look, I know we could keep going, but I want to jump into the good stuff, so I'm going to get started. All right? Okay, good, folks. Like I said, this is not a place for tourists, so if you're here, I expect you to be typing in here, answering questions, because I'm literally going to give you feedback. I'm going to call you out on good ideas and bad ideas, and I want to get you to the next level. So I want to start with part one. This is how to discover your passion and how to get paid for it. Quite simply, according to a recent Gallup poll, 85% of people hate their jobs worldwide, and only 15% of the people are actually engaged in their daily work. Maybe this is you, maybe these are your colleagues, but most people just aren't excited about what they do. And what you really need is to find something you're passionate about. Now, Brian, you might say, why is passion important? You know, why can't I make a business out of this or make a business out of that? The truth is, if you want to get through those really late nights, those really hard times, it has to be something that you just purely love doing. When I started off with London Real, I love meeting new people. I love broadcasting. I love being on video and getting feedback. It got me through those really dark times when we weren't making any money, when I had failures, when I had problems, and that's what you'll need. But it doesn't stop there. If you really think about the true greats in this world, like I said, Conor McGregor earlier, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, they are so passionate about what they do, they would do it regardless of the business. Elon Musk would be out there trying to build solar panels and electric cars, even if it wasn't a business. Richard Branson would be building businesses, and Conor McGregor would be punching people in the face, even if he didn't get paid for it. And that is why they're so great at it, because it's their passion. So if you start tonight by doing something you're passionate about, I will almost guarantee that you'll be successful. And so that's why it's really important to identify something that really resonates with you. And I believe that if you don't do what you're passionate about every single day, you're actually doing a disservice to the world. You're actually bringing everyone down on this planet down a few notches. When you just go to that job and punch in the clock and do something you hate, sure, you might get paid for it, but you're not actually contributing back to the energy of humanity. And that's why I think it's really important. So I want you to go over to my boards here, and I want to write out a few things about what the passion is all about. And first, I want you to go ahead and help me and talk about your own passion. So I'm going to start off and create something that's a brainstorm, and it's all about passions. And I'm actually just going to take a circle here, and I'm going to write in here everything that I'm passionate about, and I want you to do the same. And again, there's no wrong answers here. The best way to get forward in anything in life is to just let those ideas flow and don't judge yourself. So right now in the chat, I want you to type in anything you're passionate about. I just heard from some of you, it could be cooking, could be teaching. I just want you to let those ideas flow. And I'm just going to do the same with you. What am I passionate about? Well, obviously I'm talking about Conor McGregor. So I'm obviously passionate about MMA, which is mixed martial arts, those crazy guys in the cage. I'm also passionate about b-boy. You've seen me breakdancing lately. I love doing that stuff. I actually quite like being a father these days, so that I'm very passionate about. I love to broadcast, as you know, so broadcasting is one of my passions. You can probably see that I love business. I love this concept that you can create value for someone by doing something very special and specific. So for me, business is one. And again, for you, if you can just type these things in the chat, nothing's too crazy. You might love chocolate muffins. You might be passionate about skyscrapers. You might be passionate about comedy. Anything is fine. What else do I like? I like veganism these days. I've gone plant-based. I like Ironman. As you know, I did my first Ironman race this year, if you've been paying attention. I love making movies. You've seen our documentary films. And these are just some of the things I'm passionate about. So just throw these things out there. And again, this is so important that you tap into that passion. You know, that's what's going to get you to the next level. That's actually going to help you build the best business in the world that can compete with other people that are just doing it for the money. This is why you will win. And so again, I want you to go ahead and brainstorm those ideas before I get to this next concept, which is what I call talent. And this reminds me of one of my students who I'll mention later. Her name is Virginia Zarnacki, and she's actually from Scotland, and she worked as a lawyer for most of her life until she realized that actually she hated it. She had no passion for it. So she moved to the Cayman Islands and she started training women in Thai boxing. Now, Virginia's in her 40s. She's not about to go into the cage anytime soon, but she loved the physicality, the health, and she loved improving other women's lives. And she took this passion and through our help ended up building a business. That business, she made $30,000 worth in the first 10 weeks. And the last time I talked to Virginia, she said, "Brian, my goal is to make $2 million in revenue in the next 12 months. And I'm like, "Virginia, that's a serious goal." She said, "Brian, I never thought I could have done it until you showed me that these simple steps would get me there and that passion was the most important thing." So that's really important that we do this brainstorming session right now, because for her, training in Thai boxing and in all of these personal training spaces was one of the things she was passionate about. Okay, let's talk about step 2, and this is my next favorite thing to talk about, which is talent. Talent is very important, okay? Now let's put talent here, and I'm going to put another circle here for talent, and it's just going to go through here like that. Now, what is talent and why does it matter? Well, I would argue that talent is something that you're born with, right? If you look at someone, again, like Conor McGregor, that guy seems to just move. He seems to love fighting, love movement. Look at Elon Musk. He's obviously got a brain bigger than the moon. He loves solving problems and figuring things out. Richard Branson, he's just a born entrepreneur. He always likes to try things and test things and push things. You were born with a talent, something that you're really good at. And the truth is that passion is not enough. I've been passionate about things in the past, and it doesn't mean I can build a business. I need to have some type of talent, and talent is really a force multiplier. If you can identify now what you're just naturally good at and mix that with your passion, then we're gonna really be somewhere that can really scale. Like I said, a force multiplier. So right now, I want you to go ahead and type in the chat anything that you're talented about. And if you're not sure, I want you to go ahead and send an email message to a friend or a family member and just say in the subject line, hey, what am I good at? Give me one answer. And ask people, what are you good at? Or think back to your past. What did your teacher say you're good at? Your parents, your friends. Again, maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's teaching. Maybe it's hand balancing. Maybe it's b-boy. Some of the things that I'm good at, well, I was always good at math as a kid, right? It always came really naturally to me. Science, again, always came naturally. I was in the science fair as a kid. I went to MIT. What else? Finance. I always loved money and all things related to finance. Movies. I always loved making movies. Even as a kid, I love making movies. I've got things when I was 8 years old. I was actually making movies on a videotape thing. What else? I love negotiating. My grandpa, Benedict, lived in Arizona, and he was in a wheelchair ever since I was a kid, and he loved negotiating when he bought horses. He called them a horse trader. And I would go with him as a kid, and he'd tell me how he negotiates on the horse, and he always complained about the horse, and then he would get the price down. I always loved doing with that. I love leading. I'm getting slowly better at it every day. I love business as well. I've always loved business. I always think it's really fascinating. What else do I love? Science, math, engineering. I love interviewing people a lot. I love having conversations. And again, I want you to just type these things into the chat. Whatever it is, just flow. Flow and flow and flow, and just talk about what you're talented in. And after you're done with that exercise, I want to talk about what I call your opportunity. And this is something that's really important to understand. And it happens at the intersection of your passions and your talents. And so it's this area right here, which I like to call your opportunity. And this is where you have a force multiplier. This is where you have an unfair advantage over any entrepreneur out there, because not only are you passionate about it, but you're also talented. And inside here lies your business idea. Inside here lies your business model and your product. Inside here lies millions and millions of dollars if you can determine it right now. And so let's look at it for me. Well, what is my intersection? Well, I love MMA, but I'm actually not very good at it. I'll get punched out if I go in there. I'm talented at finance, but I don't like it. I just don't find it that interesting. Stocks and bonds, I kind of did that. Again, I'm really good at math, but I don't actually find it much fun. I'm not enjoying it. I'm passionate about being plant-based, but I'm actually not very talented when it comes to teaching people and talking to people. What intersects here? Well, movies, I'm passionate. Business, I'm both passionate and talented at. And interviewing, I'm both passionate and I'm talented at all three of those things. And so if you look at that, you'll start to see what London Real is. It's the intersection of my passions and my talents. This puts me in the position to create a business that's going to be worth millions of dollars, and it will the same for you. But you must do this exercise or you're going to go off in the wrong way. Imagine if I tried to make a business out of MMA or b-boying or fatherhood and I didn't have the talent, I would struggle. And imagine if I tried to make a business out of things I was just good at, like science and math, I would soon get bored and I would just go back to my day job. This is a crucial part for you, and this is what I call your opportunity. And that's what I want you to identify right now. What are the things that intersect, and that could be your opportunities? And I want you to identify that right now. Again, for me, it's business and it's interviewing and it's movies. And I want you now to consider this exercise. And this is something I teach inside my London Real Academy, and we teach the power of video. And so all of my students, I have them do this exercise, and then I ask them to pull out that scary device in their pocket made of metal and plastic and glass, and I ask them to turn it on and hit record and film themselves and say, hey, my name's Brian. I love making movies. Why? Ever since I was a kid, I love it. I think video is an amazing way to get people to make emotional decisions and change their life. Tell me what you think about movies. I'd love to hear your comments below. Thank you. Boom. That is my very first, or your very first vlog, video blog. And that is how we are going to put your idea out in the market and see what people think. And so I know tonight we don't have time to go through these vlogs, and inside the course, I get you to do 10 of them in 10 days. It's one of the scariest things you do, but it's one of the most eye-opening things you can do, and it teaches you about your business. But I want you to do me this favor right now. If you were going to name your first video blog, what would it be called? And I want you to call it this: How to, etc., etc., etc. So I want you to call it How to, bop, 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 bop. And that following is based on the intersection of your passions and your talent. So for me, it would be how to interview the greatest guests in the world, how to make a movie that inspires other people, how to create a business from your passion. That would be my vlog. So I want you to go ahead and type that into the chat right now. And again, for some of the people there, it would be like how to cook an amazing curry in less than 5 minutes, how to learn the most amazing skill in 5 minutes online. I want you to go ahead and do the how-to video that will be the intersection of your passions and your talents. And while you're doing that, I want you to tell you a little bit about one of my students. His name is John McMahon, and he joined my Business Accelerator about 18 months ago, and John suffered from type 2 diabetes. He was an absolute mess. Overweight, in his 50s. He actually lost the feeling in his feet and burned his feet on a campfire because he didn't know he was standing on hot coals. He was basically slowly dying. And he went ahead and started doing his vlogs about what it was like to suffer from type 2 diabetes, what it was like to not be in control of his diet, what it was like to try to lose weight. And he started putting these vlogs out there and these videos out there, and he started getting feedback from people. He started getting people to tell him about what they thought of the intersection between their passions and their talents. And John went on to create a business called I Thrive. And earlier this year, he did a $1.6 million launch. And I still remember the email he sent me. He said, Brian, 14 months after I took your course, I did a $1.6 million launch. Everything I learned came from your Business Accelerator, and John is taking this to the next level. He was in my movie Iron Mind. He interviewed me at the finish line of the Ironman race in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And here's a little bit more about John McMahon.
My name's John. 60 days ago, I was morbidly obese at 312 pounds and virtually on my deathbed with diabetes and its crippling complications.
Hero's journey, right?
Yeah.
That goes back to your core.
Next, you'll see what inspired me to radically change my life.
We have something that we need to contribute to the world, and it's almost a moral responsibility that we have to wake that up and polish that. And I was getting stuck in my head most of the time. I didn't have, it wasn't an outlet. Doing those video logs and getting feedback from somebody in West Bengal, Himalayas, going up to Darjeeling, and, sending me a Skype message and say, John, man, you really touched me. You really inspired me with that, and going, just the humility of it. You can figure out, you can educate yourself for free on the internet. What you can't do is connect with a community, and you can't be successful alone.
I'll never forget when John McMahon came to me. He was literally, didn't know where he was going in life. He had kind of given up on himself, had given up on any idea of having a business. But once he started taking these steps, it was just so clear to him. And in week 2, when he started putting himself on video, he's like, Brian, I can see all these people I'm helping. This has literally turned into a multi-million-dollar business. If John can do it, anyone can do it. And again, you can contact John, you can see what he's doing, you can check out his I Thrive series. He's just gonna go from strength to strength to strength. So again, I want you to start your journey tonight and tell me the name of the vlog that you're gonna record later tonight when this masterclass is over. Pull the trigger and you're gonna put yourself on video. And again, the simplest way to do it is how to blah, 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 blah. And again, this should be about the intersection of your passion and your passions and your talents. For me, it could be how to get the greatest interview out of anyone, how to create a movie that gets people to take action, how to start a business from your passion. That's what I want to hear from you now. So I'm going to go to the chat now and check in with Julian and find out if people are understanding this. It's hard for people to understand this concept of their passions and their talents intersecting. But the only reason I tell people to do that is because this is the simplest way to success. And I would say you're probably 10 times more effective in your business if you can get that overlap. It honestly makes starting a business almost easy. Now, the next step of the vlog is putting your ideas out there to get feedback. That makes some people uncomfortable. What are people saying about that? Do they understand the concepts?
I think people are getting this.
Okay,
a lot of ideas coming in here, Brian. We've definitely got some budding entrepreneurs here in the room.
Great, I love it.
Callum from Guildford, who was our PT, said how to get the best legal high possible from exercise.
Okay, good. First of all, I love it. It's got a little clickbait in there, so Callum knows what we're talking about here. The truth is, folks, you got to get people's attention online these days, right? So how to get the best legal high possible, it's like, uh-oh, what's going on here? Let me look into it. He's probably talking about some hardcore anaerobic cardio routine with kettlebells and burpees. I'm with you, Callum. I love all that stuff too. And again, it's also Callum thinking outside the box. It's differentiating him from all of the personal trainers out there. And let's be honest, Callum, you're competing with everybody and their mother and their dog out there when it comes to this space, because it doesn't take qualifications. If you can show you're different by showing your IP, and I'm going to talk about this at the end of the masterclass in this concept called your 1,000 True Fans, you're going to have a win. So I love it. Callum, do me a favor. Promise to me and type yes in the chat if you're going to do it. Film this video tonight and just put it out there. Don't think, put it up there. I love Facebook Live or YouTube Live because you just go. Instagram Live because you go and don't think about it. Watch the reaction. You're going to be amazed. Those are going to be your customers. They're going to tell you what they want. It's going to put you on the path to revenue. So I love that stuff. What else are people saying?
Heather's saying how to become the go-to real estate professional in your local area.
I love it. Like, again, all of a sudden, that's great. It's I wouldn't call it clickbait. It's like how to. It makes me want to learn from you. It puts you as the key person of influence, as the instructor. As a person in real estate, I'm always looking for ways to make more money and to differentiate myself from the pack. You're going to show me how. Hopefully you can give them 3 pieces of actionable information, just like tonight's masterclass. And here's the other thing, folks. When you put yourself on video, what do they see? They see your passion. You cannot replicate that on a typed out blog or on a written ad. When they see you on video, they'll be like, wow, I like this man, I like this woman. They are the ones that I want to follow that are going to take me to the next level. That's why I love video, and I really like that. Film that vlog tonight. Type yes if you're going to do it.
Paul Chandy says how to teach children and their communication skills.
Okay, good. I love this. You know, look, we all struggle with our children and then being able to communicate with adults. I know I do with mine. So why not go for what I call your micro niche, which I'm going to talk about later. Stop teaching adults, teach children. The only thing I would say to you is give me an age range. Give me 5 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 12. It'll make you the specialist in this. Maybe it's boys, maybe it's girls, because they're different. So I already like it, and I'll get into this micro niche concept a little bit later, but you've already got it. Film that video tonight. Put it on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. The comments you get back, first of all, anyone who comments is a paying customer, probably within a month's time. Anyone who comments will give you feedback so you can change your ideas and change your business model, and I want to go into that next. Anyone else?
It's all good?
It's all good, yeah? Okay, cool. Let me go back to part 2, and this is a really, really important point. Now I want to talk about how to find the right business idea, and it always comes back to a great quote by Peter Drucker, and he says the purpose of a business is to create a customer. I want you to write this down. The purpose of a business is to create a customer. Now, think about that. The purpose of a business is not to pay you money, right? It's not so you can buy a Lamborghini. It's not so you can move into our incredible world headquarters here in central London. The purpose of a business is to create a customer, which means you have to add value to someone's life and make their life better. If you go out with this idea in mind, then you'll know the right business to create. If you think about your customer and their challenges and their problems, and you solve those problems, they will thank you with their credit cards. And that is just the truth. So again, the purpose of a business is to create a customer, and I want to go over to the board here, and I want to talk a little bit more about our diagram, because now it starts to get really interesting. And so to do this, I want to introduce a new concept for you. Now, we've already got our passions and we got our talents, right? We went and we've gone through all these things and we found a crossover here between those. Now, these are all potential business ideas, but we need to talk to one other area to find out what the right idea for you is. And that's this concept here, my third circle, that I call the market, okay? Now, What do I mean by the market? This is a term we use a lot of times in trading and in economics and things like that. A market is all of the goods and services being purchased around the world. They're being bought for this and bought for that, and all of the potential customers that you have. Now, some customers are going to be out here and they're not going to have anything to do with your passions or your talents. You're going to have some customers that just are interested in things you're passionate about. There's some people that want to buy information on veganism. They want to pay to learn more about MMA. They want to go to a 2-day event teaching them how to b-boy. But that doesn't really have anything to do with me. Some people are going to want to pay money for information on finance, maybe information on science, maybe information on math. And that's okay, but that doesn't really help me either. What I really want to find out is the people that want to pay money right inside this area. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this a little bit more in red, because this is what I like to call the golden triangle. I'm going to call it GT for short, the golden triangle, because this is where the market intersects your passions and your talents. And it's all these customers in here around the world that are looking to buy goods and services in an area that you are both passionate about and talented in. This is everything, folks. And if you can determine this golden triangle early on, you can save 6 months of your time, half of your savings. I've seen people spend $100,000 on a business idea because they didn't find this out first. And so again, you're looking to find the customers that overlap in these two areas of your life where you're passionate and you're talented. And I call this the golden triangle. And to make this a little more clear, I want to talk about a concept that I call your 1,000 true fans. And this is a really, really interesting idea. And I want to talk about it right now. It's called your 1,000 true fans. And the idea is this. Is in order to start your business, I don't want you to focus on 1 million people in the world. I don't even want you to focus on 100,000 people. I want you to focus on 1,000 people in a world full of 7 billion people. What does that mean? That means I got to get really specific and only help a certain specific number of people. Now for Callum and Guilford, that might mean getting a legal high to a 27-year-old British male who loves mixed martial arts, wants to lose body fat, is 20 kilograms overweight, and enjoys football. It's a very small number of people. And if you can go ahead and make those 1,000 people happy, you can then scale your business even bigger. And it goes to this concept, is that every great fan of yours is someone who loves what you do, who will buy your product, who will go attend your webinar, and who over the course of the year is going to want to spend at least $100 with you. And that's what a true fan would do. Someone who's really passionate about your cooking, about your e-learning, about whatever. And my point is if you can string together 1,000 of those, you can create your first $100,000 in revenue. And when you can do that, you can quit your job, you can make your first hire, and you can then scale your business. So by focusing on what I call this micro niche, a small group of people, then you can expand it even further. And I always like to tell the story of my friend Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Now, people know Facebook today because it serves how many? 2.5 billion people, right? How did it start off? If you remember, it started at Harvard, right? It was called The Facebook. And he really started off serving 1,000 freshman students at Harvard. And what was he trying to do? He put one face up and he was like hot or not or something silly like that. And he perfected this little piece of software on a small group of people. Once he made them happy, what did he do? He made it bigger. At first it was only colleges, then Princeton, then Yale. And then he opened it up even further to other colleges. And then he opened it to everybody and he created a business. All because he focused on his 1,000 true fans. And that's why right now I want you to find that small section of people that you can make happy with your business. And again, this is called a micro niche. And so right now, I want you to talk about the business idea that can solve the problem for that specific person. And I want you to go ahead and type this in the chat. So for Callum, you might say, well, I want to start a business that helps this specific person solve this specific challenge. For the person with young children communication, I want to help 5 to 8-year-old girls be able to speak to their teachers and other adults in a coherent way. I want to teach 65-year-old women in South Florida that their life doesn't end with retirement. I want to teach 28-year-old people in California how to be the best coffee barista there is. I want, you see where I'm going with this. And again, go very micro. The more specific you are about the challenge, about the customer, the more successful you will be. So again, type your idea right now there in the chat and tell me the very specific challenge that you're going to solve with your business. And again, the more micro you go, the better. And that's what this concept I have called the micro niche. So I want you to go ahead and type that in right now. And I want to tell you a little bit about one of my students. Her name is Paletta, and she is a yoga instructor, a movement instructor, and a dance instructor. And she came to me and said, Brian, I love doing all of these things. I love teaching yoga and dance and movement. And I said, whoa, 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 slow down. Let's talk about your 1,000 true fans. I only want you to help 1,000 people, not 1,000,000 people. She said, no, I want to help everybody. I said, yeah, but if you try to help everybody, you're going to get nowhere in your business, and you're not going to make your first $100,000 in revenue, which will get you to the next level. And she said, okay, well, I want to teach people that have a problem connecting with their mind and their body and their soul. A lot of people can't get all three things together at the same point. I want to focus on those people. I want to focus on a female-only audience, 25 to 30 years old, that are probably based in the UK. I said, okay, now you're talking about your 1,000 true fans. So it was 25 to 30-year-old women, and it was a mind, body, and soul connection. Again, being very specific about that challenge and helping them do that. So she went in, found this micro niche in our business accelerator. She went on and sold 38 of these courses in 8 weeks. She made thousands of dollars. Her course was called Slay with Essence. And here's a little bit more about Paletta and her journey to find the micro niche.
My name is Paletta. I'm a movement artist. I'm a choreographer. I'm done with being on the seat to sit back and just watch. I'm ready to do, I'm ready to create. When I discovered the Business Accelerator, I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I think for me it was really difficult because I was like, what is my business? It became much more clearer as I started to reach out to my audience to start understand what do they want. And I really feel like, okay, now, I can finally give what I've been building up. I ended up selling 38 courses.
38?
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
The people who go through the same process as you are very, very precious. And you build a connection that you don't necessarily build with someone else. And meeting them in person, yes!
So right now, I want you to type in your business idea into the chat. Again, this is not a place for tourists. I need everyone here watching me right now. You can thank me this way by typing your business idea. And again, be more specific. So for Callum, I want you to say, Brian, I want to teach people how to get the best legal high for men 32 years old, 20 kilograms overweight in the South England area. Or it could be, I want to teach this specific group of people with this challenge. So go ahead, type that business idea in this chat. This concept of the micro niche is a little tricky, but once you understand it, you're going to go really far. So let me just check in with Julian. And like I said, it's honestly the most counterintuitive thing to ask people to do. Because most people think, Brian, if I got 1 billion customers, I just have to convert 1/100th of 1% and I'm going to make $10 million. The truth is, if you try to water it down and be all things to all people, you actually get no sales. And you've been in the inside of our Business Accelerator courses. Actually, the more micro you go, the faster you make money.
Exactly.
So are people getting this concept?
They are. I think it's a little bit of a challenge, like you say, to really go narrow.
Yeah.
But Juan says 17 to 30-year-olds that need to improve their health without pharmaceutical medicines.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is interesting. And then, Juan, thank you very much for typing this in. And again, I like to help anybody who goes out there and puts their ideas down. So 17 to 30-year-olds, let's talk about that. You have such a vast difference in personalities and people from 17 to 30. I mean, I grew so much between 17 and 21, not to mention 21 to 25 to 30, people are thinking about kids. So I would say narrow it down, Juan. Go 17 to 19. Go 28 to 30. Go 22 to 24. All of these people are experiencing different things in their life. Some are leaving their parents, going from high school to college. Some are graduating college and maybe take a gap year. Some are now thinking about cohabitating with others and having kids. So narrow that down. And again, you're saying using non-pharmaceutical grade stuff, maybe even be more specific there and say, okay, they're using movement or breath work or affirmations. The more narrow you go on, the more successful you'll be. People will know you as the guy who specializes in X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Okay. Other thoughts on that?
Tommy says, I want to help Asian students who have a problem with their studying, parent, and love life.
Okay, cool. Look, Asian students, I like that right away. To be honest, that's still very general, right? There's a lot of people in Asia last time I checked, and they're all very different. I've been to Japan, which is different than China, different than South Korea, different than the Philippines. They all have different cultural nuances. And if you try to assume that they're all going to be taught the same way, you're going to make a big mistake. Why not go ahead and put yourself out there and say, I'm going to teach people in Singapore, I'm going to teach people in the Philippines, not even in China, maybe in Shanghai, maybe in South China, and really speak to them. Talk about their problems, their issues, the software they use, and you can really get them to the next level. Also, what kind of education? Let's talk about medicine. Let's talk about law. Let's talk about getting into college at Harvard in the US versus Imperial College in London. Now you got a micro niche. I'm already getting excited for you. And now you can cut out something that you can own. Once you get those 1,000 true fans, you get the first 100 grand in the bank, the rest is actually easy. So I like the thought, go more micro, which is something Julian hears me say to everybody in my courses in week 2. Go micro until it hurts. Even go more micro, and that's when you really have something that's going to be a winner.
Steven says he wants to help people recover from spinal stenosis surgery, get off opiates, and reverse osteoporosis.
Okay, I like it. Look, spinal stenosis surgery, if I said that right, I don't know much about it, but right away I would say that's a micro niche, right? I'm guessing maybe 100,000 people in the world get that every year, maybe less, 50,000, and people that suffer from it is going to make it even smaller. You are the guy when it comes to this. When I type in how to ease pain from spinal whatever surgery, your name comes up. Your video comes up that you'll record tonight on your how-to video, and guess what? You get the first phone call, you get the first customers. That's owning a micro niche. So I like it. And I like non-opioid recovery because that, again, makes it a little bit more micro. You can go into physio. I love all of this stuff. Plus, I love a non-opioid angle because everyone's talking about that. Everyone knows we've gone too far. And again, puts you out there as a game-changing person with new ideas and new thoughts. So I like it a lot.
Finally, Sonia says, I want to help 1,000 primary school teachers through an online program to speak in a child-friendly manner and connect to children on an emotional level.
Okay, I like it. Now look, I would expect every teacher to be speaking in a child-friendly manner and connect on an emotional level. I might go more micro. And again, this is not you, this is everybody. Even me, when I first started off, I wasn't going enough micro. And that is, let's go down. Let's go to an age group, okay? Is it 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade? Is it math? Is it social study? What is the subject? Maybe what's the demo, right? Is it Americans? Is it people in Europe? Is it people in Japan or in China? If you can go more micro here, or maybe the teacher is over 50, maybe the teacher is under 30, 2 completely different types of men and women that are gonna feel you. How old are you? If you're 30, it might be easier to teach 30-year-olds. If you're 60, it might be easier to teach people in their 60s. So this is just another way. If you go more micro, you can actually make more noise in your space. If you try to be all things to all people, they will forget about you. They'll never know who you are, and you'll never build your 1,000 true fans. All right? This is great stuff, folks. I'm really impressed with what's going on here. So let's talk about part 3. I want to get through this. This is really, really important, and this is literally how to bulletproof your business idea. All right, we've got the ideas out there. We've gone into our micro niche. Now we really want to see if these things work. And I want to tell you, this is what makes a good entrepreneur and separates them from being a great entrepreneur. Because a good entrepreneur pulls the trigger. I'm a big fan of taking action now. I love that. They go into their passions and their talents. I love that too. But a great entrepreneur tests their idea before they invest. Again, test before you invest. Very important. And again, you can save 6 months of your life. half of your savings. I've seen people waste $100,000, again, months of their life, but more importantly, they waste their enthusiasm. They give up on the idea of becoming an entrepreneur. That, folks, is priceless. So right now, I want to teach you how to not waste time, how to not spend your money, and how to lower your risks. That's what great entrepreneurs do. They take risks, but they mitigate those risks. Look at Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs. The reason we're still talking about them is because they made calculated risks. And that's what I want to talk about right now. So come over here, and I want to introduce you to your mom. Again, don't take this personally. I had a great conversation with my mom the other night, Betty Rose. She finally has said she's going to come on to London Real and be a guest. And we were talking about our latest movie, Iron Mind, and she was really excited to watch the whole thing. And she got to see me at 47 years old, train for my first Ironman race on a plant-based diet. The movie's going to be dropping next week, and go through this crazy adventure that I went on the way, got in touch with my old demons, and really talks a lot about my own passions for London Real and why I'm here. And so, but tonight I'm not talking about that mom. I'm talking about a different kind of mom. And that is this mom. And in this case, I'm talking about a tool that's going to save you 6 months of your life, maybe $100,000, but more importantly, your enthusiasm. And that is something I like to call the market opportunity map. M-O-M. This is a way that right now, you and me can test out that business idea and make sure it's going to make money. Let me repeat. We can make sure it makes money before you pull the trigger and waste time and cash doing it. And that is super, super importantly. Now, the market opportunity map, it has 4 quadrants. And these are important, so pay attention, all right? Like all great things, it has 2 axes, okay? And on the top, we have our online space. Very important these days, the digital space. But the offline is also very crucial. A lot of people forget about that. The real world happens, last time I checked, offline. All right, very important. Next, I want to talk about your own network. That's people that you know, actual humans that you are familiar with. And then I want to talk about what we call the market. And the market is comprised of people you've never met that might pay you money for your services. Okay? Pay attention, because this has 4 quadrants. If we can satisfy that your idea will work in all 4 quadrants, I tell you to pull the trigger. I give you a 90% chance of success if you can satisfy these 4. If you don't, I give you around a 10% chance of success. So this can really, really make or break what's going on. Let's talk about this first quadrant here, all right, in the upper right-hand corner. This is why I've asked you to go ahead and record that video and post it on your Facebook channel, post it on your Instagram, post it on your YouTube channel. It's what vlogs are for. And a vlog is a video log, and all it is your first one. How to blah, blah, blah. Hi, it's Brian, and I'm here to tell you how to get over your sclerosis operation without opioids. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Thank you very much, and I post it. By posting that vlog video here, what you immediately get are 2 things. Feedback from an online market and feedback from people in your network, friends, family, followers. This is a small group of people who can immediately give you feedback. They'll either like your video, they'll share your video, or they'll comment and say, that is really cool, my grandma suffers from that. Oh, my kid is 8 years old and they can't communicate. Oh, I'm an Asian and I want to learn how to get better studies. All of these people. Or they'll say, that sounds ridiculous. I hate you. Please stop vlogging, right? And that's an indication that maybe you're not there. To be honest, that rarely happens. You usually get positive and constructive criticism. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Post that vlog tonight. If you get even 50% of the comments positive, if you get even more than 10 or 20 likes or comments, I would say you've probably passed the test, as in people are asking you questions. Tell me more. This sounds really cool. I want to hear more about this idea. Then it's a thumbs up for this part of the quadrant, all right? But it doesn't stop there. Next, I want you to go ahead and check offline in your network. So now, what I want you to do is I want you to contact 5 people that you know. It could be a friend, a family, a member, a business colleague, a mentor, a professor, a local business person that you know, and I want you to send them a message on Facebook or on text and say, hey, I'm thinking about starting a business that teaches men in the south of England how to get the most legal high. I'm thinking about starting a business. What do you think? And try to arrange a live video call or a meeting where you can have a discussion with them and talk with them one-on-one offline and say, do you think this would be a good business? What kind of recommendations? Talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to your friends and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing a personal training. What do you think? And they're going to give you direct feedback. They'll look into your eye. They can really tell you if they think it's a good idea, if they would buy that service. Really important. All right. If those people are giving you the thumbs up, then boom, we've passed test number 2. That's 2 check marks. But we're not done. A lot of people would stop here, but not us, because now we want to go into the market. These are people you've never met before. And let's be honest, folks, these are the people that are going to pay you the money. These are your 1,000 true fans, people that they've never met you before. I've never met you before, and a lot of you have paid me my money for my courses because what I've created resonates with you and makes a better life. So let's talk about this quadrant here. This is online in the market. And this is where I want you to now go to Amazon. And I want you to type your search term into Amazon. People recovering from this back surgery without opioids. People communicating, teaching 7-year-olds how to communicate. All of a sudden, you're going to see books coming up. Reviews on that book. You're going to see if there's any interest in that product. I want you to go to YouTube. And I want you to search those things on video. Is there any other person that's teaching people how to recover from this back surgery without opioids? Is there anyone else trying to teach these teachers how to communicate with children on an emotional level? I want you to start doing your research. I want you to go on Facebook and find out if there's any groups on Facebook that are dedicated to this, whether it's in coffee or in movement or anything like that. And I want you to go on Google and find out if there's any blogs, any types of training, any types of competitors. This would tell you if there's anything happening in this space. And again, if you find competitors, that's a good sign this is happening. And if you find that you can actually find your own micro niche here, then that means that you've done your research here and you found that, yes, there is interest for my product. But folks, we're not finished. A lot of people would stop here. There's one more sector that I need you to check. This is the market of people you've never met before, offline. Now, I want you to go where gatherings of your customers would be. Is there a conference for people that want to learn how to do personal training? Is there a conference for teachers? Is there a group meeting? Is there any place where these people go? Maybe go to a school. And I want you to talk to all of these potential customers that are offline in your potential market. And I want you to ask them, hey, I know you've never met me before, but I'm thinking about doing this product for people to recover from back surgery without opioids. What do you think? Would you buy that? Yeah, that sounds interesting. Tell me more. No, I've already seen someone else offer that. No, I'd rather use opioids. This is where you start getting the feedback from your potential customers. If you are satisfied that there is interest in your product there, then you have the 4 corners, folks. And that means you have a business idea that, in my opinion, has a 90% chance of working. And that is how your market opportunity map can literally save your life. Because if you spend 6 months and $100,000, I've seen people do it, on the wrong idea, it will literally kill all your enthusiasm, most likely for the rest of your life. But if you spend a few days going through these practices, and this is what I teach inside my Business Accelerator, you can have a 90% chance that your idea is going to create revenues in the next 8 weeks. And I want to show you exactly how to do that. So, based on everything I've said here, I want you to think about this one final concept. And again, earlier I talked about this idea of your 1,000 true fans. And I talked about this certain type of people that are your true fans. And these are the people that are going to spend the money with you right away. I want you to describe this person to me. I want you to tell me what's their age, what's their gender, what's their profession, what's their location, and what's their challenge that you are going to help them solve. This is what I like to call your micro niche. Type that in right now. I'm talking about 27-year-old men from south of England that want to do this. I'm talking about 60-year-old females that suffer from this back surgery. I want you to literally describe who your 1,000 true fans are. If you can do that, then you can create the product that's going to generate that revenue for you. So go ahead and type this in right now. Try to be as specific as possible and describe to me who are the members of your 1,000 true fan base. And while you do that, I want to tell you a quick story about my good friend and student named Max Keeling. He came on my course, and he was formerly in finance just like me, and he had created this software product. And he said, Brian, this tracks all of your stocks and bonds, and I think I'm going to make this into a business and turn it into an app, and it's going to be great. And Max came on, and I said, yeah, Max, it looks interesting, but it's a big waste of time, and you're going to lose. And he was crushed. He's like, Brian, this is the business accelerator. You're supposed to accelerate me. I said, yeah, but you're going to waste your time because you're going to be fighting all of these software companies in Silicon Valley that have billions of dollars. What you need to do is start doing your vlogs. My name is Max Keeling. I'm going to show you how to invest for your retirement. This is Max Keeling. I'm going to show you how to choose stocks over bonds over real estate. This is Max Keeling. And he started doing this, and he did his 10 vlog and 10-day challenge, which is something we do inside the course, and he started getting feedback, and people said, wow, Max, tell me more about stocks. Max, can you help me invest my money? Max, since you're a former banker, can you tell me what to do with my currencies? He got all of this feedback, and he started realizing from the market opportunity map that this was the right idea to do. So he ended up changing his business model and started offering financial services to these people. He ended up making $10,000 in the first 6 months. Now he's absolutely crushing it. And here is a video telling you a little bit more about Max's journey.
Like I said, I'd been brainstorming lots of ideas, and the idea was in the new year to start a business and think about what skills I had. So with the London Real Accelerator coming along, I thought, what can I launch now? And I had this idea that I'd been working on for probably 6 or 7 years in the background around share trading. Yeah, and we had our first call. In a certain way, you said, I don't think that's a business, or I think it can be replicated. And I came off thinking, what? This is a good idea. This is going to work. Really, as you go through the process, you start to realize what it takes to have a business, things like the ecosystem, etc. But those first few weeks, I think my personality or my background, I was kind of thinking I'd rather be in the background of doing things and build an internet business, and you think that you're going to be behind the scenes. And those first few weeks, you've got to be on camera, you've got to give an intro to yourself, and you get to see other people's videos. And then when you do the 10 vlogs in 10 days, I was definitely out of my comfort zone. And so that's a challenge. And it seems such a small thing now when you look back. It's just getting your phone out and filming yourself about anything for 1 or 2 minutes and putting it out there. But so many people struggled with it. Even once we were 4 or 5 weeks in, there was still people that hadn't done their 10 vlogs. And it's funny, but you get over the fear, and actually, because you'd kind of poo-pooed my initial idea, it was actually through doing the vlogs that I started to get a lot of feedback from people, and that started to fuel me thinking about what would be a different business idea. And so if I hadn't have done the videoing, which I probably never would have done on my own, I wouldn't have the concept for the business that I've got now. Which is amazing.
So it's come to my attention there's a few people that don't think this is live. How dare you, Christopher and Nilab? I'm here. I'm calling you out. I want you to type yes in the chat, and I want you to type I'm sorry. I'm going to kick you out. No, I'm just kidding. But type I'm sorry anyways. And just to prove it to you, I'm New York Times, October 1st. Trump's talking about the NAFTA deal. How's that? Couldn't have predicted that. Anyways, look, we love going live here because this is what we do. The truth is that I teach live twice a week when we go into the Business Accelerator, because that way I can interact with you, I can help you. It's the only way to know how we do things around here, and it's why we get so many great results. And again, I want you now to type in the description of your demographic, someone in your 1,000 True fans. How old are they? What gender are they? What's their job? What's their challenges? Where do they live? What's the problem that you're going to help them solve? And I want to go to that right now. This concept of the 1,000 True fans is really important. And again, back to this micro niche. If you can literally see that customer, they call it an avatar. You can really have a conversation with them. You can know their problems. What are their kids like? What do they do in their hobbies? This is why when they said earlier the Asian market, as you know, you spent time in China, there's so many different types of people. If you can know who you're talking to, you can talk about their problems and you become their expert. So what are people saying about this?
So Sonia, who was talking about helping teachers speak to their students, is saying 40-year-old male senior leaders who need to deliver whole school assemblies to 5-year-olds.
Wow, look how quickly your idea just advanced, right? So I'm thinking that you were talking about something else, and now you're saying 40-year-old male school principals. All of a sudden, her market went like this, down, boom. She's just talking to the principals. What are the problem the principal has? Well, first of all, they make a lot of money. They've got disposable income. They want to keep their jobs. They got a public persona, right? They're trying to always be in front of the parents and look very credible. There's a lot of different language as opposed to the math teacher who's a substitute math teacher who's thinking about another job and doesn't really care. You see what I'm talking about? Completely different demos. So that's a win right there. You can already start to identify where those people are, go into those forums, go into those events, go into the market on Amazon and find out what do those people buy, what kind of problems are they having. And I love this already. I love this market. And this is the truth, folks. If you can really identify that micro niche, there's money to be made because most likely no one is serving these people and you can.
Tommy, who was talking about helping those Asian students, says 15 to 18-year-old high school students from Hanoi, Vietnam, who have mental health problems caused by extreme studying and strict old school parenting.
Okay, now that's a micro niche. Okay, cool. Now, I'm guessing you're from Hanoi, and maybe because this gives you special IP in this area, maybe I'm wrong, but if you are, then you really know the cultural nuances of what happens there. And that means you can maybe literally even speak their language. You know what it's like for their parents. You know what they're dealing with. It sounds like you might have actually had those issues in high school. That makes you massively credible. That makes me want to buy from you as opposed to some big company in America or some Chinese company trying to get in on the Vietnamese market. That's not going to play. So I really like what you're doing there. Again, satisfy those 1,000 people and you can expand it to that same demo in Singapore, that same demo in Shanghai. And that's exactly what Zuckerberg did with Facebook. He made the Harvard students happy, then he made the Yale students happy, and then he knew the product worked and he expanded it to the world and he made billions along the way. So love it. People are really getting this. And this is the single most important thing to creating that first $100,000.
And Heather, who was looking to help real estate agents become the go-to person in their market,
yes,
says female real estate agents aged 35 to 55 in the US and Canada earning $200,000 or more per year who are tired of spending money buying leads, paying for referrals, and getting calls at all hours of the day.
You know what I'm going to say here, Bells? Go more micro. Come on, Heather. 35 to 55, completely different women. Look at these women, 35-year-old, okay, maybe thinking, all right, thinking about have kids, not sure, I might get married. 55-year-old, had kids, been there, done that. I want to do real estate for my own satisfaction to make some extra money. The other one's thinking this is my only career. US and Canada, completely different demos. Specialize in Canada. Specialize in the southeast of the US, right? Florida and those states. Completely different demos. So again, I'm about to say I'm not calling you out, Heather, but I am calling you out. That's my job as a mentor. And just say you can go more micro. And if you do, you'll make money faster, which means you can turn this into a business faster and you can satisfy more people. And if anybody is in the same thing, just go more micro. Maybe you even go down to the type of real estate. It's commercial real estate. It's single family home. It's multi-tenant properties. But go more micro and you'll be successful faster. Yeah?
That's good.
Okay, good stuff. All right, folks, as you can see here, I'm super passionate about this and it's actually so easy. Matter of fact, finding the micro niche is the hardest part. And once you know a specific type of people that you're talking to and the challenges that you can solve for them, you can literally get them to pay money for solving their problems. What is a product? A product is something that solves a problem. People pay money for products. The more micro you are, the more that you will be separated from the fray. And the truth is, folks, is the opportunity to start a business has never been as good as it is right now. Right now, I can literally get online and be speaking to hundreds of thousands of customers right away. I can exude and show my passion for what I'm interested in right away with video. You couldn't do this 10 years ago. You can do it right now. Technology is making things easier. It's never been more simple to create and publish a video, an audio, a blog, a podcast. I can teach you how to create a website in a matter of hours. You can market directly through social media. All you need is the right idea. You need to do the work. And the truth is these opportunities are going to go to other people. Someone else is going to find and help these principals. Someone else is going to help these students in Vietnam unless you pull the trigger now. And there's a bunch of ways you can do this. You can do this the complicated way, or you can do this the simple way. Some of you will say, Brian, I've got your videos. I know what to do. I'm going to go and do it on my own. I'm going to buy another book. I'm going to listen to another podcast. But a lot of you have been thinking about these ideas for 1 year, 2 years, and even 3 years. And I know from my own personal experience, it's almost impossible to try to do it on your own. The next thing you can do is go to a business school. You can try to go to one of these online courses, or go to somewhere like Harvard Business or Stanford Business. You can spend $50,000 to learn concepts that don't apply anymore to online business. You can learn from people that are teaching things in an outdated way that don't actually embrace the digital experience. Or you could choose one other way of creating your business, and that is to join the London Real Business Accelerator. And this is the first ever online accountability course for launching a successful business from scratch. Inside here, you're going to discover the systems, the strategies, and tactics that I personally use to build a 7-figure business doing what I love. I'm going to show you how to turn your passion into a business. I'm going to take you from absolutely having no idea at all to launching a revenue-generating online business in 8 weeks guaranteed. It's going to give you the freedom to work from everywhere, and I'll work with you closely on 16 hours of live calls. I have graduated over 1,000 students from this program, and it's based on 3 pillars. These are strategy, community, and accountability. And let me talk about those right now. The strategy is literally the roadmap that's going to get you from no idea into a revenue-generating business. And it starts in week 1. This is called Bulletproof Your Business Idea. I go deeper on the 3 stages to finding the right idea. I teach you about 1-minute pitch mastery and how to communicate your idea to anyone, anywhere in the world in 60 seconds. And finally, I'm going to introduce to you the 3 entrepreneur mindsets that guarantee that nothing will get in your way when it comes to success. Then comes week 2. Here, I'm going to teach you how to find your micro niche. Just like tonight, we're going to go deeper with you on a personal level, and I'm going to show you how to position yourself to win in high potential market niches. Next, I'm going to teach you how to outsmart your competitors. And finally, you're going to understand the psychology of your customer so you can deliver value and get their money. Then we go to week 3. Here, we're going to build your high-performance website. Yes, folks, we're going to spend hours to create a stunning website the easy way. I'm going to show you how to craft compelling written copy, and I'm going to teach you the strategies on how to capture and nurture leads. Folks, most people focus on social media. I'm going to show you how to get an email address, which you'll have for life, which means money in your bank account. This sets us up for week 4. Now things get very interesting because now you're going to make your content. I'm going to teach you how to produce a 3-part video series using the London Real filming techniques. I'm going to show you how to install your automated sales machine system, and you're going to learn how to write blogs and become a best-selling author, because that's what you need to do as a key person of influence. But now, folks, it's time to kickstart your social media. I'm going to teach you the art of social media London Real style. This is a results-driven approach for your channels. I'm also going to teach you how to become an online authority in your market, and I'm going to show you the London Real tested strategies for automating your social media. I'm talking about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'm going to show how you do exactly what we do here at London Real. And that gets us ready for week 6. This is where we're going to create your product. This is called the Product Success Path, defining your customer's desired reality. This is a step-by-step guideline on how to productize your knowledge. And finally, I'm going to show you how to design what I call your minimum viable product. Folks, this is something you can charge a small amount of money for, that you can digitize on video and literally sell while you sleep. This is how you scale a business. You're no longer going to trade your time for money, because that only goes so far. And now comes week 7. Folks, now I'm going to teach you how to sell your product. You are going to learn how to sell online without being salesy. You are going to conduct your very first online webinar, yes you, and you're going to master the art of closing the sale. Folks, this is an incredible moment in your life when ideas in your head turn into money in your bank account. I love the expression on my students' faces when they come and say, Brian, I just made $1,000 and all I did was turn on a camera. I never sold the product and I never delivered a physical product. I just exchanged ideas and showed them my passion, and they paid money. And if I can show you how to make $1,000, I can show you how to make $100,000. It's that easy. This gets you across the goal line in week 7. It's the most exciting time of the program. And finally, we close it out in week 8. This is Launch Your Business. We fit all of the pieces into one powerful revenue generating machine. You identify and track the key metrics for scaling your business, and you create a fail-proof blueprint for your next 12 months. And folks, there's a call and a click right here. There's a link in the chat if you want to take action right now and join me on this 8-week accountability course. Again, I do this about twice a year. Now is the time to make it happen. And I want to tell you about one of my students. His name is Roger Frampton, and he is a personal coach, a movement coach, a lot like our friend down in Guilford. And he chose his micro niche to be overworked couples in the creative industries and financial sectors between 40 and 50 years old that want to remain strong, mobile, and flexible. And you can see Roger here on your website. He created his first product called Bulletproof Your Body. Maybe he stole that from me. That's okay, Roger. He sold it for $99, and then he sold them something he called the Hero's Journey for $3,997. Roger made $21,505 in 8 weeks by following this system. Again, he started off and he had no clue, and he made it happen on my course. But it wasn't just Roger. Also, there's Virginia Zarnacki, who I talked about earlier. She's a performance coach. She was a former lawyer in Scotland until she found what she was passionate about, which was physical fitness and motivation. Her niche was middle-aged mums between 38 and 48. Remember what I talked about? Micro niche. And that's her website. You can see Virginia there. Virginia created something called the Kickstarter, which for $27, she taught you how to get fit. And then she created a $3,000 coaching program for those who want accountability. In 8 weeks, she sold 56 products and made $19,005. 2 weeks later, she had crossed the $30,000 mark. I spoke to her 3 weeks ago and she said, Brian, my goal is to make $2.5 million in 12 months. I said, what? Virginia, what? She said, Brian, I'm going into cryptocurrencies. I'm going into more coaching. I'm taking this to the next level. You gave me the confidence. You showed me anything is possible. All I have to do is get over my own fear, my own procrastination, my own BS, and now I know how to turn my passion into a business, and it's absolutely incredible. So that's the strategy, folks. The second pillar is community. This is really important because you won't be alone on this journey. You'll be going through another 100 students from around the world, and you'll all be going through each individual module together, like a group of Navy SEALs. You're going to move through the course at the same time. You won't be alone. You're going to meet people on this course that are going to be your friends, your partners, your investors, your collaborators for life. And in December, you're going to come to an optional graduation ceremony here in London. And that is where you're going to connect with people in your class. And here's a picture of some people at our recent graduation ceremony here in London. And you can see the connections you make. This peer group will be yours for life. And the truth is, folks, this is one of the greatest assets of the program, which is the group of students, because these people are going to be the John McMahons of the world, the Virginias and the Roger Framptons that are going to go on to make multi-million-dollar businesses. They're going to teach you. You're going to partner with them. They might be your investors. The third pillar is accountability, and this is what we do better than anybody in the business, and I mean that with total confidence. And that's because we've created what I call triple tier accountability, and that's what we offer, these three things. First is 16 hours of live calls. Just like this, I'll be talking to you in the camera. I'll be working through your problems. We've created what we call an accountability doc, and of course, we've given you our 24/7 support. This is called triple tier accountability, and this is the system that guarantees we have a 96% completion rate, folks. 96% of our students graduate the course. The average of people who buy things online is 5%, folks. The average number of people that finish reading a book is 5%, because no one takes action without accountability. And that's why this is better than doing it yourself, because you won't get through it. I will be there kicking, dragging you across the goal line, kicking and screaming if necessary, and that's what we do. So we have calls on Tuesdays and Sunday nights at 7 o'clock London time. We have a keynote call and then a workshop call. Those are live. The first call is the 16th of October. The last call is the 9th of December. And of course, our graduation ceremony is in December here in London. It's optional, but I really encourage you to get here. We have an incredible time. You come to London Real World Headquarters. We go through a masterclass. We have a dinner on us, museum tours, walking tour of London, and you really take your business to the next level. But there's even more because I have some special bonuses if you decide to click on that link and pull the trigger tonight. The first is bonus number 1, and this is called Accelerate Your Year. Take your business to the next level by going behind the scenes, and I'll show you how to get your business from 6 to 7 figures. I'm going to show you how to understand your end-to-end ecosystem, how to optimize your online funnel, and A/B testing strategies for maximizing your efforts. That's a $497 value, free for you if you pull the trigger tonight. But there's more. Bonus number 2, the London Real Library. I'm going to share with you how-to tutorials for every step of the way, exact word-for-word scripts and templates, and case studies and extra study material. This is a $497 value for you, free tonight. And I'm going to give you a fast action bonus, again, only available tonight. And this is Facebook Ad Mastery. I'm going to teach you all the techniques we use behind the scenes to use this incredibly powerful network to your benefit. That's a $497 value, all yours tonight for free. And if you decide to go ahead and pay in full, I've got 2 extra bonuses for you tonight. The first is Dan Pena live at the Ritz. Watch my mentor, the $50 billion man, go big. It's 6 hours of video from a special event I held at the Ritz Hotel here in London about 2 years ago. I had a billionaire in the room. We flew in about 30 high-level entrepreneurs from around the world, and Dan Pena came out and started blasting. We had people in the room that 12 months later had a $100 million IPO. People had a major shift in consciousness. That's yours free if you pay in full tonight. I'm also giving you a free live video kickoff call with me. Before the course starts, we can brainstorm your business idea and I can get you in the position to make those $100,000 as soon as possible. Both of those are free for you tonight if you pay in full. So just summarizing all of the value I'm giving you here tonight, this is the total value. You get 8 hours of online demand video training. You get bonus number 1, Accelerate Your Year Plan. Bonus number 2, the London Real Library. You get the Fast Action bonus, Facebook Ad Mastery. You get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. You get the live video kickoff call. You get 16 hours of live video calls. You get 24/7 email support for 8 weeks. You get lifetime access to the course, the workbooks, and the community. And of course, you get the Business Accelerator graduation ticket here in London. That's a value of $23,350. And all of that you can have tonight for the investment price of $2,997. And the truth is, folks, I'm giving you 10 times that value, and I'm going to kickstart you on a business that could pay you millions over the course of your life. Many of my students, like Roger in Virginia, made over $20,000 within 8 weeks of the course. They paid for the course times 10 because I gave them the roadmap. I gave them the mentorship and the accountability to take their life to the next level. And so this can be yours tonight. Again, this course always sells out extremely fast. There's never enough spaces and people are always waiting a year until I offer this course again. But all of this can be yours tonight if you pay in full for $2,997. Now, I hear from some people that they don't have all of that money in their account right now. And so I've listened and I thought, well, what is the minimum amount that can get you started right now? So if you want to join us, you can do a payment plan with just 12 payments of $297. And if you make that payment right tonight, $297, you get in the course. I'm going to send you the first module. You're going to meet this incredible community and you're going to get started on your journey out of a mediocre life to where you can live your passion every single day. And if you're telling me you can't find $297, I don't think you want this bad enough. If you're resourceful, you can make that happen tonight. And that's why that's the minimum amount to get it done. Of course, I've also got the premium plan. If you want to come to London during graduation and sit down in the leather chair, smell the leather in London Real Studios, to be in the same chair that Dan Pena sat in, Ido Portal sat in, John Joseph sat in, all of those people, then you can upgrade to premium and get your very own episode of London Real for $4,997. And if you want to join my inner circle, it's a very small group of entrepreneurs building 7- and 8-figure businesses, people at the tops of their game from around the world, and get 6 months of personal mentoring from me after the course stops. This is when a lot of people lose their momentum. You can upgrade to Inner Circle. I've got 2 spots left for the Inner Circle. If you pay for that tonight, it's $9,997. Again, you'll get 10 to 100 times the value for any of these price points. I'm doubling these prices next year because this is at a ridiculous discount. But I've got one more thing I want to give you, and that is this. I believe in this course so much. I am so convinced that this course will change your life forever that I am offering a 60-day money-back guarantee. Because here at London Real, we leave no man or woman behind. I am so convinced that if you come to my calls and you do the work, that you will not be 110% satisfied. And if you do those things, if for any reason by the end of the course you are not absolutely blown away, I'll give you your money back. Because I know that this course will change the game for you. So you can basically try this for free tonight by pulling the trigger and letting me mentor you over the next 8 weeks. And so what happens next? Well, there's a link right now in the chat. You can click on the link, follow the form. All you have to do is type in your information, pull out that plastic, type in those 16 digits, take a big deep breath and pull the trigger. I guarantee your life's never going to change. I'll be your personal mentor for the next 8 weeks. You're going to do incredible things. You're going to live your passion. You'll find your personal life getting better. You'll find everything changing because that's what we're going to do. And just to recap, this is what you're going to create when you join this course. You are going to launch your dream business in 8 weeks. You're going to create financial freedom. You're going to work from anywhere in the world. You're going to control your own hours. You're going to live your passion. And if you join, all of these things can be yours. But folks, you have to pull the trigger. I am giving you what I believe is an opportunity of a lifetime. If you're on this call tonight, that's a sign. Of the 2.5, 3 billion people out there in the world that are online tonight, you are here with me, which means something resonates, which means now is a crossroads in your life. You can continue a life of mediocrity, of doing things you don't love, of working for a boss, doing work you hate. Or you can decide now that I'm going to change the course of my life. I'm going to have Brian Rose mentor me. I see what London Real's done. I'm going to be held accountable. I'm going to take action. And that's what I want to offer you tonight. But you must pull the trigger. You must show me that you want this bad enough. And that's why I ask people to pay a price, a significant price. Because honestly, I've done this course for free in the past. I've taught it. And what happens? When things get hard, people quit. But when you pay the price to action and invest money in this course, I know you're going to be there. And it means I won't be wasting my time by spending hours with you every week on these live calls and getting you across the goal line. So there you go. That's the link. I want to check in with Julian. If you have any questions about this program, type them in right now. And again, I always love this opportunity to offer this course to people out there. If they're with us here online, I always say this is a sign. Because there's so many people out there that never make it to this step. If they've listened to all of this stuff, they're obviously interested. And people don't know how close they are to having that business. And when I see the stories like Roger and Virginia, I mean, they literally make game-changing amounts of money in 8 weeks. And that's what it's all about. What are people saying? Are there any questions about the course, about payments, etc.?
Alexander says, I am already enrolled before the webinar. Excited and can't wait to start. Thank you, Brian.
Alexander, it's great to have you here. And again, Alexander, you pulled the trigger. And there's a lot of people watching right now, which I call tourists. And, you know, I don't mean to offend, but the truth is that tourists, they go somewhere that's just this amazing location with incredible people that are taking their lives to the next level. And what do? They go home. And a tourist doesn't actually take action and pull the trigger. I'm looking for people that will pay the price to action. I want to see that you're going to put skin in the game. And for me, the only way to determine that, Julian, and you know we've done this for 3 years, is to get people to pull out their credit card and put some money down. It means it's worth us spending our time getting them to the next level. It also means that when things get hard, and they will get hard, I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone every single day for 56 days. That's 8 weeks times 7 days in a week. You are going to accomplish great things, but I need you to invest in me. I need you to invest in you. And then it's willing to put my time in here. Because, you know, we teach these things live. These are not just videos we send to you. We literally get you across the goal line.
Karine is asking, the 12 installments, how often do I need to pay?
So these are monthly installments, $297. So we do a payment plan. There's 12 of those. If you pay in full, you save, I think, $590 some. So again, I encourage you to pay in full because you get the Dan Pena Live at the Ritz and you get the kickoff call with me. But if money is really something you're struggling for, do the payment plan. I am convinced that by the second payment, you'll have revenue in the bank from the course. That's why this is a no-brainer. And if for some reason you're not completely satisfied, you can have your money back. The reason I offer these things is to show you how ridiculous you are by not joining. It's my mirror back to you saying, wait a second, you can try this for free, money back guarantee, and for $297 you can be in the course. It shows you that your biggest source of resistance is yourself. I'm basically giving you, all you have to do is take the step into it. But if you don't do that, you're not worth my time, because I put a lot of energy into this course and I only want to put it into people that have paid a price to action. And if you can't come up with $297, you just don't want this bad enough. So honestly, turn off the masterclass right now. But if you really want this, I know you can find that money, and I've seen people do amazing things. They call this person, they call this person, and they're in and they're invested, and that's who we're looking for.
Daniel says, what if you already have a business and just need to scale up?
Yeah, look, I get people all the time. About a third of my students don't have an idea. And they're like, Brian, I need an idea. And we do that in the first week. We brainstorm, we find their passion. A third of my students already have an idea and they want to take it to the next level. And a third of them already have a revenue generating business. I've had people with $1 million businesses who just don't understand the online space, who sell physical products like coffee and ab rollers and things like that, and don't know they need a digital product in their ecosystem to help them scale. Again, I deal with multi-million-dollar business owners all the time. I show them how to scale this online, and that's exactly what we do here.
Question from Cole. He says, does accountability mean overgeneralized homework or actual feedback on ideas?
Great question, Cole. Look, accountability is something we do better than anyone else. It's really what we specialize in here, and that's what makes this different. That's why we call it the world's only online accountability course, because nobody's doing what we're doing. Nobody does this. Most people, when you buy a course, that's when they stop doing the effort. When you purchase a course from me, that's when I start. You think I'm pumped up now? Wait till you see me on this course for 8 weeks. I'm going to be there literally making sure you do the work every single week. If you don't, I'm going to call you out in front of your classmates, and I'm going to find out what makes you special this week that you can't get the work done. What does this do? This makes sure you do 10 times more work than you've ever done. It makes sure you actually launch a business with real revenues, and it gets you to be proud of yourself, quite frankly. It gets the best out of you. And if you ever remember a time in your life when you were really happy and you were doing the best and you were excelling at things in your life, I guarantee there was some accountability there. Accountability to your parents, maybe to a teacher, maybe to your classmates, maybe to a peer group, maybe to a mentor. That's what I'm offering, and that's why we get incredible results out of people. We literally change people's lives. It's because of the accountability system. We have an accountability doc, the triple tiered. It's all very real, and we'll be on live calls to show you that. So that's what's happening.
Question here
Yes.
from... Let me just get it. Jeremy,
Yes.
What financial resources are needed during the program?
So great question. During the program, we don't need any money from you. So there's no forward sales or anything like that. The truth is today, you can test your ideas online for free. I think in week 4 or 5, when we asked you to set up your own website landing page, I think it's like $23 for the month. Other than that, it's all free. And that's the beauty of today. You can test things for free before investing money, and that's why now is the greatest time. The only thing stopping you will be your own fears. And honestly, that's my job this whole course, to get you to go into your fears. A lot of you are afraid of success. Some of you are afraid of failure. Some of you are afraid of what other people think. I'm here to push you through those every single week. That'll be the hardest thing for you, is getting a little uncomfortable, putting your ideas out there. If you do that, this does not cost money. And wait until week 7 when you run your own webinar. Literally, money will drop into your bank account, not into mine, and you'll literally see revenues. And like I said, a lot of the students have made over $20,000 on the course. Uh-oh, you got the mallet here. What is that in your hand, and what are you about to do, Mr. Bales?
This is the stick for the gong, and it's time to hit that, Mr. Rose.
Okay, all right. What's the gong symbolize?
The gong symbolizes someone pulling the trigger, and that person is Nabil Azus.
Nabil. All right, do it.
Feels good.
It's nice to hear that sound. So Nabil, congratulations. We hit this gong when people pull the trigger in here. And again, it's a little bit of a ceremony because I know how hard it is to pull the trigger, right? You're always worried. It's really the fear of the person you're going to become. People don't like change. They don't know what's going to happen, but literally it's so easy. All you have to do is pull out that card, take a deep breath and say, I trust Brian, I trust London Real, let's do this. And type in those 16 digits. And when you do that, I'm prepared to go all in for you. And if you don't do that, I am not prepared to do anything for you. And so I need you to invest in yourself and say, guess what, guys? I'm willing to put something on the line, to put some skin in the game, and you're going to be amazed at what you do. And again, I'll tell this quick story, Julian. You know, the reason I learned this is back when I was a banker, I wanted to learn how to meditate. And this is about 10 years ago, before meditation became popular and trendy and before YouTube became that big. And I went and paid for a transcendental meditation class. And I remember they charged me $2,000 to learn how to meditate, right? Something that you can do for free or with an app these days. And I was like, okay, I paid it. And then they asked me to show up for like 8 consecutive days. And they asked me to watch these videotapes of this dude in India that was dead. And made me do these practices and open up on the course and bring a piece of fruit and a handkerchief and do all this weird stuff. And honestly, if it wasn't for the 2,000, I would have quit. I would have been like, you know what, this is weird. I got better things to do. This is making me uncomfortable. I'd rather go do something fun on a Saturday than go to this course. But I kept at it because I had put down $2,000. Guess what I did this morning when I woke up? I meditated, right? 10 years later, I'm still doing this practice. Why? Because I paid the price to action and I put skin in the game. So when I ask you to put money down, I'm actually getting the best out of you for the next 8 weeks. None of these people that I talked about tonight would have become the success that they became unless I asked them to put money down. And I've taught this course for free, and I taught this course for $5,000. The sweet spot is $2,997. That's when I can get the most change from the most people. To be honest, folks, I don't need your money. We don't need your money. But what I do need is I need your testimonial. I want to tell everyone in the world about your success story. I want to tell them about your $1 million business because I plan on doing this for the rest of my life. I need you to be a winner. The best way to do that is to get you to pay the price to action, to become your mentor, to hold you accountable, and to make sure you do the work and hopefully have you in the studio for an interview at the end. That's how we do it. That's how we guarantee success. And I'm ready to do it tonight for anybody who can stop making excuses. I don't have the time, I don't have the money. The two I hear the most, which are just not true. And pull the trigger, make it happen. With the money back guarantee and the $297 payment plan, anyone watching right now has the resources to make it happen. 3 phone calls and you can do it.
We've got 3 people here who are trying to pull the trigger, but for whatever reason, the payment's not going through.
Okay.
I would say we've got your names here. Just be persistent. Sometimes it takes a couple times to go through. If you're trying the full pay, maybe try the payment plan. Sometimes that goes through more easily. Other times it's because it's an international payment. You might need to just call your bank, let them know everything's okay. We've got people in Slovenia, the US, and Austria trying to buy.
Okay, cool. So we'll gong you when it happens. A lot of times the bank just like doesn't know what's happening, so they'll hold it. We see you in here locking your spot in, so I will hold the bonuses for you tonight because you're already locking the place in. And again, I would say go for the payment plan just to lock it in because the bank might allow that charge, and we can upgrade you to the pay in full for no extra money, either later tonight or tomorrow. There's a chat box in the side if you want to talk to someone. But again, for everyone here, lock your spot in with the payment plan tonight. You can always upgrade to pay in full and get the bonuses. You can upgrade to premium and get the interview. You can upgrade to inner circle. But if you miss the spot tonight and this course closes out, I can't help you until next year. And the truth is if you don't do this tonight, I would argue you're never going to do this the rest of your life because I've done this so many times that I know this is the one moment. They say life all comes down to a few moments. This is one of them. You're talking to me live. You've got an opportunity to go this way in life or to go this way. This is the kind of stuff you think about on your deathbed. So lock it in with the payment plan and we can hold that spot for you.
Quick gong for Fiery Francis from the UK.
Francis, a little fiery, huh?
Yeah.
Just mixing it up in there. Francis, look, congratulations. A lot of people here are so close to pulling the trigger, but they're letting fear and self-doubt stop them. And I know this because I've been mentored throughout my year and I mentor lots of people. And the thing is that ultimately that fear and self-doubt is what makes you play small. And 99% of it, it's not real. Fear is exactly that, false expectations appearing real. It's these phantoms and ghosts that make you live this little quiet life of desperation. All you have to do is break out of it. And literally, it's easy. Take a big deep breath, type in the 16 digits and say, I trust you, and hit thing, and I guarantee you're going to have a life-changing experience. A lot of people report, and you know this, that as soon as they make the payment, they feel like they've made a material change in their life because they know they're going to move forward. They know that they're going to accept risk and get uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, once you come to graduation and you see the transformation you make and you see these people, it's like a brotherhood, a sisterhood of people that are pulling the trigger and making change. We do amazing work here. Literally, they're going to be talking about us years from now and saying these were the first people that did online accountability. We do this even better than our episodes and our movies here. And I'm so confident about it as well. I'd love to talk about some frequently asked questions and then play a quick video of what the graduation is like. If you've got any more questions about the course, type them here and I'm going to come back with Julian. So again, I always get a few objections and questions that I talk about. I want to answer them now. The first one people say is, Brian, I don't even have a business idea and I don't know what I'm passionate about. The truth is on the very first module, we hammer that out. I get you to really brainstorm on your passions and we find that micro niche. We go through the market opportunity map and we literally decide your business idea within the first 2 weeks. It's on our accountability doc and it's something you have to put in. I get in with you and your team leader and we make it happen. So that's not a problem. I actually prefer the students that don't have business ideas because it means that you're not restricted. Sometimes people come in and say, I have to do a coffee business, Brian. I have to sell muffins, vegan muffins. And it takes me a while to get them out of that idea and get into the right idea. So I actually like people that don't have a business idea. Again, 1/3 of my students don't have an idea. So that's okay. Some people say, Brian, I don't have the time. I always love this one. And the truth is that I need 2 to 4 hours a week of your time. That's it. The biggest problem you're going to have on this course is your own fears. It's going to be doing things you're uncomfortable with. It's going to be posting that video online. Don't worry, I'll be there with you every step of the way. But time is not your problem. And one of my mentors, Dan Pena, said, he said, Brian, if I want something done, I give it to a busy person because they know how to get things done. And if you don't have time, great. That's what I want from you. And another thing I'll have to say is if you want an extra 2 to 4 hours a week, do me a favor. Open up your phone and delete Facebook because you're spending time doing a bunch of things that aren't helping you get to the next level. Matter of fact, they're helping you play small because you're hanging out with a peer group that don't do big things in their life. Delete that and join the winning team, which is inside London Real Academy. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Have you heard of that expression? I'm going to introduce you to 100 people that are going to change the course of your life. These are the students in the London Real Academy and the Business Accelerator. These people not only want you to be successful, unlike your friends and family, who probably don't really want you to win, but they expect and demand you to be successful. And I'm going to be there as well, and we're going to change the course of your life. So again, Elon Musk, 24 hours in a day. Steve Jobs, 24 hours in a day. Did he have time? He made the time. So can you. Don't give me that as an excuse. Just say, I'm weak, Brian. I'm in fear. I love being mediocre. I love working for a boss that I hate. I love doing work I hate. Tell me that. Tell me that. But don't tell me you don't have enough time because it's not true. Some people say, is it worth the investment? And I always go back to a funny story. When I was 18 years old, I used to drive around a 1968 Ford Mustang. I saved $1,200 for that. I had to work for 5 months to get the money, and I used to drive around with a bunch of coins in a plastic bag, and I would buy gas money with that. And when I was 18, I got accepted to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and I was super excited, and then they sent the first bill, and it was $14,500. I didn't have the money. And a lot of you say, Brian, I don't have the money. I'd love to, but I don't have the money. And I said the same thing. But then I said, but this is an incredible opportunity that will change the course of my life. If I don't choose this, then I'm actually going to lose a lot of money over the course of my life that I could have made. I'm going to lose opportunities. I'm going to live a mediocre life. Or I can find a way to make this happen. So that's what I did. I called up my grandma, Benedict, and my grandpa, Rose. I talked to my parents, and I talked to the U.S. government, and I borrowed money, and I made the payment. And I paid for my first year at MIT, and then I got a summer job, and I paid for my next year, and my next year, and my next year. That investment of about $60,000 has probably paid me $10 to $20 million over the course of my life through education, through contacts, through putting me in the right place at the right time. Was that a good investment? Is this course a good investment for you? $297. You can learn what some students have turned into $20,000, $30,000, what John McMahon turned into a $1.6 million launch. Is that a good investment? Yes, it's a good investment. So don't look at things in terms of money. So many of my students, they get so precious about money and they don't think about their time. A great product saves you time. In 8 weeks, I'm going to teach you what it takes some people 2 and 3 years to learn. It takes them hundreds of thousands of dollars of wasted money. I'm going to save you time. That's what a great product does. For $297, you can be in the door. For $2,997, you can get the pay in full bonuses, Dan Pena Live at the Ritz, my video kickoff call, and save $567 by paying in full. This is worth the investment. You'll get 100 times return on this. Why wouldn't you do this? You know, if I told you you could make $1 million, all you have to do is invest $3,000. Would you do it? You would do that every day, all day. So that's what I say to that. Someone said, Brian, why would anyone want to buy something from me? And that's a common conception. A lot of people have imposter syndrome. They feel like they aren't good enough to do this. So the truth is I've taught people that are less educated than you, worse looking than you, stupider than you, less confident than you, to build businesses and sell products online. I can do it with you too. It's a simple process. It's like a recipe to bake cookies. A, B, C, D, E, F. If you follow this process, I guarantee success. People will buy from you because you're passionate. And finally, people say, Brian, I don't live in London. I can't take this course. The truth is I don't want you in London. This is an online accountability course. We're going to have people from 34 countries in this course, I think, as I checked last time. 14 different time zones. I want you around the world. There's a graduation ceremony here in London, which is optional on December 12th, I believe it is. Come here, try to make it happen, but it's not required. As a matter of fact, I prefer if you're offline. And so again, I'd love to share with you a video of what happens on those graduation ceremonies. And this is a little bit about what it's like to be around this network, what this feeling is like, and what this peer group is like. Check it out.
Like I was a mess, falling apart. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I pulled the trigger and signed up. I had to.
This course has just changed everything for me.
Who knows what life will look like in a year from now for each of us.
All right, London Reelers, welcome to London. Let me hear some roar here. Tonight, I'm pumped. We got the Midnight Run folks with us. We got glow sticks, we got music.
This is the first time we've ever seen each other in 3D. The first live call, and I saw all these people. It was so inspiring.
I loved being able to connect with people all over the world.
They're my family. They have become my family. We're all extensions of each other.
Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's holding each other accountable. You can do so much more than you ever thought.
Just now, like, my team asked me, how do you feel? And I said, I feel home. This is home for me.
What's beautiful about this process is if I'd had a way out, I'd have got out. But I couldn't let that lot down. I couldn't let my team down.
Do not stop, because this is just the beginning right now.
Please stay vulnerable. When you hit rock bottom, reach out. You have all the support you need. Thank you.
So I just want you to congratulate yourselves for all the hard work you put in, for making it to London, for connecting with everyone here.
If you join the course, you must come to one of our graduations. They're optional, but if you can get here, the rest of the weekend is on us. You got a masterclass here at the studios where I open up the curtain and show you how we do everything inside our online business. We've got a dinner the next night, all on us. You can eat and drink as much as you want. We got tours at museums. I want you to network with your peers. We've got a walking tour of London. We got someone else that's pulling the trigger here. So all that happens at graduation. You must come. Ours is in December. I'm really looking forward to having you here. Again, you can sit in the leather chair if you want to upgrade to premium, or you can go to Inner Circle. And let me go back to Julian here because you gonged me. I wasn't expecting that coming on here. So again, someone else pulled the trigger. I always love to hear the gong because it just means that someone, they basically beat their own fears, right?
They took action. Right?
They took action. They stopped letting their own fear and procrastination run their lives, and that can be really depressing, right? I mean, it really gets to you after a while when you realize that you're just continuing in this mediocre life. It must feel good to pull the trigger. So who?
That next action step, right?
Yeah, exactly. Who was that?
That was Christina Pisani from Malta.
Malta. Okay, great. Love it, Christina. There's all sorts of exciting things happen in Malta, so I'm curious what you want to do. There's some really interesting financial plays. So again, congratulations for pulling the trigger. And I was just talking to Julian right there. You know, I talk to a lot of people sometimes. I bump into them on the streets and they're like, Brian, I didn't take the course. And they're like, when's the next one? And I'm like, you know, this course is 8 weeks and it won't be for another year. And they're like, I wish I would have done it. And I say, why didn't you? You had the money back guarantee, you had the payment plan. And they were like, well, it's just I had fear. I thought I would change and I thought people wouldn't like me. I thought people would make fun of me. And I'm just like, and they thought, oh, I'm always a procrastinator. And I always say there's only one way around that. Just pull the trigger. And that's all you have to do. It's so close. All you have to do is click on the link, pull out any piece of plastic, bang in those 16 digits, take a deep breath and say, I trust Brian Rose for the next 8 weeks and I get my money back if I'm not happy. I'm going to do it. And just the things we're going to do together is absolutely incredible.
Talking of trigger pullers.
Uh-oh, who's that?
Veronica Kosikova here in the UK.
Veronica in the UK, first of all, congratulations, all right? I can't wait to get started. Right away, you're going to get an email. You're going to join this private Facebook group, and you might be in the workshop group. The workshop group is full of about 10,000 tourists right now. They're thinking about it. They're like, I can do this on my own, Brian. Right now isn't a good time. I just had a baby. I just had blah, blah, blah. But you joined the private Facebook group of trigger pullers. So you're going to go in, you're going to meet this incredible network from around the world. Again, the positive energy in this group is amazing. You're going to see people already with million-dollar businesses, some with passion, some with no ideas, some with ideas. You're going to get the first module, and you're going to start taking action tonight. I want you to upload that first vlog that we talked about. We're going to go on this incredible journey. The first call is October 16th. You're going to see me live here at London Real Studios. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And something I haven't actually talked about that I'll mention now is that for every 20 students, I'm going to give you a team leader, which is a graduate of the academy that's already built a business. And they're going to be with you as an extra step of mentorship along with me, guiding you along the whole way. And again, someone asked earlier about the accountability. Cold it, if it's glorified, you'll see the accountability doc as soon as you get in the Facebook group, and you'll see every single week there are deliverable assignments and it has your name by each one of them. This is how I make sure you're successful. So congratulations, Veronica. Welcome to the party.
A lot of questions to get through here. Let's get one more going.
Okay. Who's that?
The US are getting involved. That is Mateo Poaching.
Mateo, my fellow Yanks, look, congratulations for joining. And the truth is, we literally have people in 14 different time zones. That's what makes this strong. So right now, we got Malta people, UK people, US people. The truth is, folks, your 1,000 true fans will be spread around the world. And as soon as you start uploading your vlogs into the private Facebook group, you're going to be getting feedback from customers in different languages with different problems. The truth is that all great businesses sell to customers around the world. That's one of the things we offer. And these people are going to be your greatest sources of feedback, constructive criticism, and motivation when things get hard.
Marcos says, can we upgrade to fully paid in a month or two?
So, good question. That's a good question, actually. Can they? They can, right?
They can.
So what happens now is if you do the payment plan, you can get in for $297. And again, if you're trying to tell me you can't find $297, just turn the call off now, because it's just not true. It just means you don't want this bad enough, which means turn the call off right now, because you can find this money. You can call mom or dad or whatever. I know you can do it. So that gets you in. If you want to pay in full, you save 2 of those payments. So it's $297 times 2, which is like $594 last time I checked. Also, you get Dan Pena Live at the Rich, which is a 6-hour piece of video. It just doesn't exist out there. It'll get you so fired up about your business idea. It'll kill all of your excuses, all of your whining and your victim mode. And you get a video kickoff call with me that we can talk to you before the call starts. So I highly recommend you pay in full. If you choose to pay a month from now, I think we actually knock one of those payments off the plan. We will also give you the Dan Pena Live at the Ritz. So yeah, there's always motivation to pay in full later. We'll make it worth your while and have you save money. Again, for anybody here on this call tonight, lock in your spot, because we could sell out tonight. This is going really fast tonight. We could sell out tonight. Tomorrow, I can't open it up because I only have so many team leaders. When it gets to 20 times the number of team leaders I can get, the course is over. And so lock your spot in now, get the payment plan, hold your spot. You can upgrade to pay in full. You can upgrade to premium and get your own interview at London Real Studios, or Inner Circle, which is 6 months of mentoring. There's 2 spots left in that.
B says, okay, I just enrolled, but don't know if it went through or not. It sent me to a congratulations page. That page is correct.
That's it, B. You got it. So you can congratulations, B. You can screenshot that page. You can share it to your social. Tell people you're in. But that's it. You'll see a congratulations page. Again, soon you'll be invited to the private Facebook group full of action takers, trigger pullers. And again, these are an incredible group of people because enough. The talk is over. The self-doubt is over. This is with a group of people that are tired of the same old, same old. And again, it's that quote by Albert Einstein. What does he say? The definition of insanity is repeating the same behavior every day, like you're doing, and expecting a different result. The truth is, folks, you're not going to all of a sudden have a business drop out from the heavens onto your lap. You have to change your behavior. I'm giving you a chance, probably the best chance in the next 6 months of your life, to materially affect the course of your life, your revenue, your connections, your peer group, your everything. But it happens now, and you got to pull out the card, 16 digits, and you're in. It's that simple. Trust me, the money you will forget about over time. You might even spend in the pub this weekend. You might even buy dinner. But the things that you will do on this course will last you a whole lifetime.
How about a truly international gong?
Okay, hit me. Who's that?
That is Ben Tago from Kenya.
From Kenya, Ben from Kenya. What's up, Ben? Great to have you here. And again, we've had some incredible people from the African continent. We've had people from Botswana, Morocco, South Africa, the UAE, tons of people. Again, we've got people like it's 60-some countries in the world. I think we might have had a Kenyan, but if not, you're going to be the first one. It would be 68 countries. But again, congratulations. And I will say one thing about you. I hear this sometimes from people outside the G20. I've had people in Mexico say, Brian, you don't understand, the peso is this. Or I had people in Argentina that said, oh, you don't understand, the currency is this. And I say, you don't understand. It's the same BS excuse I've heard my whole life. Thailand, Thai baht. The truth is, this is $597 US, and I know you can find a way of making this happen if you want to change your future. What if I told you you could make 100 times your money? Would you find a way? Of course you would. So again, don't give me these same excuses. They're what we call resistance. They get in the way of you changing your life. Yeah?
Paul Chandy is looking for a way to procrastinate. He says, should I do the life accelerator before the business accelerator and get the right mindset before starting my business?
Yeah, okay. So look, we have different accelerator programs inside the Academy. We run one at a time because I teach them just like this, live and in person and with all this madness, because it's the only way we know how. It's the only way I get 96% completion rate. And honestly, it's the only way we've had these success stories. If I just emailed you some videos, there is no way people would make $20,000 or $30,000 by the end of the course. It wouldn't happen because we don't have the accountability. So we have other courses. The truth is you can take the business accelerator and then take the life accelerator. And then you can take the Speak to Inspire public speaking course, and then you can take the broadcast yourself. I've got a lot of students, I think over 100 students, that take all 4 of our courses, because once they see the new person they become and the kind of changes they make in their life, they just want more and more and more. But the truth is that now is the time to take action, all right? And this is literally what we call resistance. It's your brain giving you an excuse so you don't have to make changes, and it's fear getting in your way. Pull the trigger on this course. The Life Accelerator starts in January. You can have your $100,000 and get the Life Accelerator, and that's how we can do it.
Okay.
You got any more questions?
Got plenty more questions.
Yeah.
If you've got time.
Can we cool this room down a little bit, and then and I'll play another video as well. Go ahead.
Dolores says, what if I don't have a product yet, but I do have an idea?
So Dolores, like I said, this class comes down into thirds. A third of the people have no idea whatsoever. A third of the people think they have a business idea like coffee or movement or something like that, and a third of the people already have a business, sometimes a really big business, but they don't know how to scale with digital product, use YouTube, use social media, use online webinars. So if you don't have a business idea, I actually think it's a benefit. Because as you know, Julian, sometimes people come and they have this great idea like, I want to do organic coffee. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, you and about 100,000 other people, why don't we talk about your passions? So sometimes coming with a blank slate is actually better. And if you look at some of our most successful graduates, including John McMahon, $1.6 million launch, he came in with no idea. He just started talking about his passions. It started resonating with people, and he created that $1.6 million business. It's called I Thrive. You can go buy his products now. You can watch him interviewing me on the finish line of Ironman. So again, don't let this be a reason not to pull the trigger. I actually think it's better. So again, trust me, trust the process. Watch this business unfold. It's not rocket science, folks. It's literally going A, B, C, D, having the right mentor, and having the accountability. That's the missing ingredient. I love the gong. Who's that?
Justin Kitts in the US.
Justin Kitts, look, I love having the Yanks in the house. And again, this international audience is what makes us so strong. And again, let's be honest, folks, why wouldn't you want to do business in America, in the UK, in Kenya, in Singapore, in Bratislava, in all of these places? It makes a stronger revenue model. And again, we've had students from everywhere. And again, like I said, places like Mexico and Argentina and Thailand, where their currency makes it hard, they realize that's just a form of resistance. And again, maybe I should explain this concept. We talk about it in the beginning of the course. We're going to be sold out tonight, folks, so lock your place in now. Who's that?
The Brits are coming in. It's Karina Marcolini.
Karina, thank you so much for pulling the trigger. And Karina, again, you just literally changed the course of your life. So you'll be amazed at the kind of person you are after 56 days of this course, because every day I'm just going to ask you to do something that normally you wouldn't do, and you would give yourself an excuse not to. And you're going to see that after about 7 or 10 days, you actually feel different. People are like, what's wrong, Karina? Something's different. Did you change your hair? Did you lose weight? She's like, no, I'm rocking the business accelerator. I'm hanging out with Brian Rose and this incredible group of 100 people around the world that are excited, that are optimistic, that are building businesses. We're going to generate revenue, and I'm going to stop working with you doing this stuff I don't like, and I'm going to go into another level. Maybe I'm going to work from a beach next year. You know what? I'll do whatever I want. And that's exciting. You know, that's opportunity. This only happens every once in a while. If you're still on this call with me 2 hours later, it means this is for a reason, right? Who's that?
That is Dolores, who was asking about whether it mattered if she had a product already.
So look, Dolores doesn't even have a product. She doesn't have a business idea, and she pulled the trigger.
Has the idea.
She has the idea, doesn't have a product. Okay, some of you are like that. That's fine. We will show you how to do it. Again, you need the passions, you need the idea. I'll show you how to do the digital product. So again, this is all about you just choosing to change the course of your life. If you're here with me after 2 hours, it means something resonates between me and London Real. You know deep down inside in your gut, this is the right thing to do. Don't overthink it. I tell people this all the time. They're like, oh, but this and the money and let me get my calculator. Look, the money will come and go, right? You probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of your life. You don't remember on what, right? The pair of shoes, the night out, the holiday to I forgot wherever. The money will go. This is a life experience that will literally put you on a different path. It'll make you a better person. It'll make you more accountable. And again, we don't accept excuses here, and we really demand and want you to be a better person and contribute to the world and add value and build a revenue-generating business. I'm all about the Benjamins. Revenue is important because it allows you to scale your business and help more people, something we teach inside the course. I want to get you from $0 to $100,000, which sounds crazy. You're like, Brian, there's no way I can make $100,000. Talk to Virginia and Roger that have already done that. Talk to John McMahon. Talk to us. I mean, me and Julian started the London Real Academy three and a half years ago, right? We had 0 revenues. We were scared to launch this product. You remember. We thought, oh, we don't want to ask people for money. We'll feel bad. London Real is about peace and love and joy. But we didn't have any money to grow the business. We couldn't hire instructors. We couldn't create the courses. And so we said, okay, let's start before we're ready. Let's pull the trigger. We created the London Real Academy. It was $99, 3 months. And it gave you extra benefits. Again, we found our customers. We found out what their challenges were. We created a micro niche, London Real people who want to take their lives to the next level. And bam, we sold $10,000 in the first week, and it blew our minds. We were at $100,000 in 3 months, and then the millions came in. We could literally not be here if we hadn't have pulled the trigger and got uncomfortable. And Julian, we'll be the first ones to tell you, we were scared. We thought it wouldn't work. We thought people would hate us for it. But people actually thanked us. They changed their lives. They went on to do great things because we stopped being selfish. And I always like to say, Grant Cardone said, poor people are selfish. And he's like, what? Poor people are selfish? What do you mean? Yeah, they're selfish because they're not willing to step up and pull the trigger and stop being the victim and stop making excuses. Get up there, put yourself out there. This is a chance for you to stop being selfish. Get out there and help someone in their life. Stop being a drain on your friends and family. Stop being the one that always complains about the price of something. Take action. This is the closest you'll be to building a $100,000 business probably the rest of your life. So take action right now.
A lot of questions still. I've got questions from Gabriella, Jeff, Dallas, Dixon, May, Mars, Ollie, Natalie, Azhar.
Okay, good. I want to take these questions, but what I want to do really quickly is I just want to play for you some of these interviews at London Real Studios of some of the graduates of the course. And again, they come here for graduation, which is an optional ceremony, but if you get to London, the rest of it's on us. We pay for dinner and all the walking tours and everything. But if you can get a ticket here, it'll really cement the rest of your future because the peer group, you'll get inspired, you'll learn from behind the scenes what we do here at London Real. And here is some video from some of our graduates.
Well, my first webinar, I had a makeshift office in my car. I put a blanket up, pinned it with the sunroof, and I ended up with 20 sales, $540, and it's growing.
An online community of people who know each other so well that when they get to London, felt 10 times closer than old friends from high school. These 8 weeks are basically 2 years of life when you look at what you learn and what you get into. So for me, it's not 8 weeks, it's about 2 years or 3 years of worth of energy and emotions.
And I mean, I had an incredible turnout on my webinar. I had 25 people joining me. I made 17 sales on this first webinar. So I feel like it was not even about the sales for me, to be honest, or how much money that, whatever, you know, what it was. But it was really about kind of this confirmation that, yes, I'm on the right path.
It's about teamwork. It's about holding oneself accountable. It's about breaking through your comfort zones. So those things, and I've just named 3, can relate to anybody at any point in their lives.
I sold 2 prime offers and then actually 2 different MVPs. It was, I think, around 600 euros or dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm really happy with it, actually.
And those were just a few of our students that have actually crushed it on the course. They're just loving their new lives. They're creating revenue-generating businesses. And again, remember at the beginning of this call where I asked you to close your eyes and just visualize, like, what would my life be like 6 months from now if I had a $100,000 business? What would my day be like? Like, what would my demeanor be like? My energy? Would I feel great? Would I be helping the world? Different relationships that would happen. I've been there and done this. And when you actually start living your passion every day, it changes the type of person you are and the type of people that you really attract. And this is just some of the people that have actually changed their lives. But again, they pulled the trigger, which is what someone did just here. And again, it's literally 2 clicks away, folks. It's clicking the button, typing in the 16 digits, take a big deep breath, and say, I trust the process, say it out loud, and then boom, hit click. Who was that?
It was Nicholas Blackford here in the UK.
Nicholas in the UK, it's great to have you here. We always have a great contingency here in the UK, but of course you don't need to be in the UK or London to make this happen for you. But again, if you want to be one of those students that's in that chair talking about the success, honestly, there's only one way to get there, which is just to pull the trigger right now. And again, there's going to be a lot of weird things and self-doubt. And you know, I can only imagine what it's like for like Conor McGregor to go into the cage this weekend to go into a fight, because even though he knows he's trained, even though he knows logically he's going to win and it's the right decision, there's always those butterflies. And I remember a great fighter once said, you know, I can't get over the butterflies, but I can get them flying in the same direction. And that's what I'm asking you to do here. Embrace the fact that you're unsure. Embrace the fact that you're just not quite sure. And then remember all the great moments of your life, you had that feeling too. When you had to ask that person out on a date, when you went to school away from your parents for the first time, when you jumped off that bridge, it was always that period of a little bit of uncertainty. That means you're about to do something transformative in your life. If you didn't feel a little weird about this, this is probably not the right thing for you. But I need you to go ahead, pull that trigger, invest. Again, we've got the money back guarantee, the payment plan, but all of that is just to show you that this is easy. Literally 1 click away. Don't make it any harder than it has to. You know we're here. We're going to be here. You've seen our journey over 7 years. You've seen us literally make every mistake in the book. You've seen us graduate thousands of students. You've seen their success stories. What else do you want to say here? It's time to do it. Pull the trigger. What are questions that people are asking?
So Jeff has a question here. Seems he doesn't understand quite how involved we are on these courses.
Okay.
He says, do you help with setting up the webinars and making the digital product?
Okay, cool. So look, it's an understandable question, because honestly, when you go to buy something online, which I guess this is online, even though we're in person too, a lot of times people don't get much. They get a few emails and links to a few videos, and they get a Facebook group. That's not what we actually do here. We are actively involved in the teaching of this course through live calls every week. 16 hours of live calls, actually on a software that we call Zoom. That actually, I'd love to get people on this software if we can. So actually in about 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to bounce you over to the Zoom call software. I think some people are already there. And I'll actually interact with you on the software. I can see your face. I can talk to you. That's how we teach. Let's be honest, that's how great teaching happens. When have you ever learned something effectively? It's been really with personal mentoring, and that's what we do. So literally, you've got me, you've got your team leader, you've got an online accountability system, you've got a private Facebook group, you're uploading videos every single week, you've got a team of 20, you're all on your private Facebook chats, you've got leaders that have graduated the course. This is a highly interactive and intense program. That's why we get the results. There is no way I could get someone from $0 to $30,000 in 8 weeks unless we were this intense. There's no way I could get someone from $0 to $1.6 million in 14 months unless we were actively teaching. That's why this is an online accountability course, Jeff, and that's why if you pull the trigger, which you better right now, Jeff, come on, pull that trigger, you have a 96% chance of graduating. If you buy some other nonsense out there, which I don't know why you would, you've got a 5% chance of finishing. The same with a book, or a lot of times an audio book. You're just not going to finish it. But if you've got me every week getting up in your grill, Jeff, and saying, what's going on? I'm not going to accept your excuses. Your dog ate your homework. Your kid got sick. I don't care. You need to do the work to get to the next level. You're going to do things you never thought were possible. You're going to stand an inch or two taller. Your wife and your kids are going to say, something's wrong with you, Dad. I've never seen you this excited, this confident, this assured, this pumped up for being on this earth. That's what we do here. Is that Jeff?
It's not Jeff yet, but it is Werner Sear in South Africa.
South Africa, cool. I love our South African people. They always come in. They're not afraid to pull the trigger. They embrace risk. We had some amazing people from Joburg, from Cape Town. We had a woman on my last course from Joburg, and she was teaching people how to be Airbnb hosts, like the premium hosts, how to get that and get premium rates. She taught them how to list their services, how to deal with customers. It was an entire premium point. She charged $2,000 or $3,000 for a product. She's absolutely crushing it. So again, I love our people from South Africa. They're always willing to pull the trigger. They go into risk. And again, it's a point in your life where there comes to be this. I mean, I always tell this, and Dan Pena says this, is that people make decisions for two reasons in life, inspiration or desperation. Most of the time, it's desperation. People are just tired of the same old thing. They're not going anywhere. They're not any closer to starting that business than they were 3 years ago. And they say, you know what? I've had enough, and this is an extremely low-risk thing. I love London Real. I trust what these guys are doing. They have the track record. What the hell? I'm going to pull the trigger. Worst case, I'll get the money back guarantee, but I'm going to make an action that's going to change my life. I'm going to give you a business before Christmas. Like, who can say that? A revenue-generating business before Christmas or your money back. So this is the opportunity, but life all comes down to a few moments. You've been here for 2 hours with me. Your gut says, let's do this. So enough. Take a big, deep breath. Jump out, spin around 3 times. The card is there. Put it in. Lock your space in. We can upgrade you later.
Sounds good.
More questions? Well, we rounding out.
One more quick question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let's go with...
And after this, we're going to bounce over to the Zoom software. I'm going to sit down right here. I'm going to talk to you over this interactive system. Again, you can ask me any question you want about it, about your business idea, and you can see how personal this whole thing is. You can see the vibe of the people in the class. But again, all I have to say to you is this, is that this class is probably going to fill up by tonight. So now is the time to pull the trigger and lock your spot in. If all you can do is the payment plan or that's all the card goes to, that's fine. We can upgrade you to full tomorrow. I can send you Dan Pena live at the Ritz, get you on my video call. You can upgrade to premium. I can get you the interview here at London Real Studios. You can upgrade to Inner Circle. I can give you the 6 months of mentoring. We have 2 spaces left as long as we have those. That we can do. But lock in your spot tonight. I can't tell you how many people come to me a day or 2 later and say, Brian, is that, I'm like, no, it's not open, but I really want to, and make it happen right now. Borrow someone's credit card. Text them and say, give me your card, I need this. Give me your PayPal account, I need it. We take crypto, we take PayPal. The crypto QR code is in there, so don't ask me, just make the crypto payment and send me a confirmation. PayPal is in there. Again, just show me that you're willing to invest your time. That's what the money does. It shows me that you're in the game, and it means I can sit here and talk for hours and spend my time on you. Again, I don't need your money, I need your success story. I need your $1 million business that I can stick up there and use you as a testimonial, because we want to change the lives of hundreds of thousands of people from around the world. That's our mission, and you're just one of many that we're going to do that to.
Virginia asking, what day and time are the live calls?
Great question. So we do the live calls on Tuesday and Sunday night at 7 o'clock London time. Now why? Well, we had to choose a time. So we picked one time where the whole class can get together. Again, I have people in Australia and New Zealand that buy this course that wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning. I have people in California that are obviously 11 in the morning. I have people sometimes that are at work and they stick an ear in. The truth is I record the call and we upload it to the private Facebook group so you can watch it whenever you want. You have lifetime access to everything, the modules, the video calls, the peer group, the workbooks, the accountability doc, everything. So you can watch at your leisure, but I highly recommend you to be on that video call because it pumps you up with enthusiasm, with energy. You connect with your fellow teammates. But those are the call times, 7 p.m. London time, Tuesday and Sunday. Good? Okay, look, we're going to head over to the Zoom call right now, and I'm going to be literally over here on my iPad. I'm going to talk to you. It's londonreal.tv/Zoom. That's ZOOM. It's a software you can really quickly download on your phone or your laptop. It's an incredible software. And in fact, it's the same software you're going to use to close your first $10,000 worth of business on the course. So the sooner you get used to it, the sooner you get to paying for this course and getting some extra money in your bank account, an extra $7,000 you can do whatever you want with. And so that's really what this is all about. And that's really how you really change the game as far as what's happening here. And so, folks, I just want to say, these last few pieces, and it's really important that I state this stuff right now, is that you've heard a bunch of gongs tonight, right? You've heard that gong going off. And the truth is that's a gong for people that have decided to go into their fears. We're all scared of something, right? You're probably sitting there out there right now, and if you spent the last 2 hours with me, maybe you're alone. You're in your room with that laptop and you're like, Brian, I'm kind of depressed. I don't know the next step. I don't have any money. I don't have any time. I don't hang out with people that are successful. My mom and my dad and my friends, they would never think I can do this. They probably tell me, don't waste your money online. You've tried this before. The truth is that everybody around you is telling you can't do something. But I have taught people just like you how to pull the trigger. I've seen people in these dark rooms that say they don't have the money or the time, that have found a way and pulled the trigger, and those same people have come to London in December. Oftentimes their teammates have bought them the plane ticket, true story, to come here. A woman named Julian Husner was in Germany. She was sitting there with a can of beans. It was dark. I said, why is it dark? She said, I can't pay the electric bill. I said, Julian, you must join this course. She said, Brian, I can't pay the electric bill. What part of that don't you understand? I said, Julian, if you continue the same behavior, you're going to get nowhere in your life. Again, the definition of insanity, repeating the same behavior and expecting a different result. No one's going to show up on your door and give you a check for $10,000 unless you take ownership, stop being a victim, and pull the trigger. 24 hours later, she had paid the $297. She came to London. Her teammates paid for her plane ticket, and she sat down in the leather chair and said, Brian, I was someone on the Zoom call that said I didn't have the money, and I literally didn't. But I recognized this was an investment and an opportunity, perhaps one of the greatest opportunities of my life. And I found a way. I called people I hadn't spoke to in 5 years, and I found a way. And it made me go harder on this course. And it made me go all in. And that's the kind of people I'm looking for. People that are going to pay a price to action and make it happen, and are just tired of life passing them by, that know that their excuses are exactly that, right? I just had a baby. I just got married. I just quit my job. I just started a job. My dog ate my homework. It's raining outside. Trump is killing the economy. They're all just excuses that are getting in the way of you becoming a great version of yourself. And I know this because I used to tell myself these same excuses. And so all I'm saying to you, I'm imploring you, is go with your gut. If you feel this, if you're still here on this call, trust your gut, click on the button, hit the 16 digits. I guarantee you're going to join something that's going to change your life. You're going to be a part of this Facebook group. You're going to get module 1 right away. You're going to upload your videos, and you're going to start a process of success, of winning in your life that's just going to continue for years and years and years. And so finally, I want to leave with you a little bit, a video here that's just going to talk to you about the process of doing this and show you some people that have actually done this and pulled the trigger. And if you want to come join me and talk to me right now on this Zoom call, go to londonreal.tv/Zoom. I've really enjoyed my time with you tonight. Thank you for being here with me. Some people say, Brian, how do you have the energy to do all this? You guys give me the energy. I love teaching more than I love broadcasting. I love changing lives. I love seeing the success stories because you people show me that I have a reason to be on this planet. I just want you to win. I want you to have $1 million business. I want you to be more successful than me. That makes me a great teacher. And that's the only reason that I want you to pull the trigger and join this course. Don't be a tourist. Be the person that takes action. Be the Conor McGregor. Be the Steve Jobs. They were scared once. They were weak once. Conor McGregor used to be waiting for the dole. He used to play video games. He used to be broke. But he pulled the trigger and he believed in himself. He got the right mentor, the right program, and look at him now. He's on top of the world, and that's where I want you to be. So again, I'm going to Zoom right now. I'll see you there. But for the rest of you, I'm going to play for you this final video. And again, thank you so much. And whatever you do in life, pull that trigger. All right? Peace to you. Have a good night. If you want to get paid to do what you love, then I have something very special for you. Because I'm taking a small group of ambitious London Reelers like you under my wing to help you turn your passion into a profitable business. So you can be financially free, travel the world, and never have to work for anyone ever again. This offer won't be available long, so if you want to build a business that gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms, listen closely. Over the next 2 months, you'll have the chance to learn the step-by-step system I used to turn my passion for learning into a 7-figure media company. But that's not even the exciting part. Because we've all bought a book or a course thinking this is going to change my life forever. Then what happens? We don't implement anything. So we stay stuck and feel stupid because we fail to make any progress. Well, I guarantee with 96% certainty that will not happen to you. I say 96 because that is the percentage of my graduates who will launch a business by the time this 8-week program ends. Yes, that includes hundreds of people who had no experience or business idea before they joined. You see, along with giving you a proven roadmap that's worked in dozens of markets, I'll work with you to help you overcome whatever obstacles come up and even drag you across the finish line so you can finally have that business you love. Before I go into more detail on this mentorship and accountability program, it's important for you to understand the profound impact that launching a business can have on your life. Let me show you how I went from a job where I felt like I was dying inside to creating a life where I'm deeply passionate about what I do every single day. Hi, my name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder and host of London Real. In 2011, I recorded my very first interview in a tiny studio with just a webcam and a couple of mics. Fast forward to today, I broadcast conversations with billionaire CEOs and best-selling authors to Grammy winners and members of parliament that have reached over 50 million people. And in the process, I have built a 7-figure media company. Now I want to help you build a business that has you excited to wake up in the morning. One that leaves you feeling proud and fulfilled because you're helping others in a meaningful way. This program teaches you how to share your passion with the world and achieve financial freedom. And this stuff works. Over 500 of our graduates have built successful businesses so far. Here are some of their stories.
It was the most amazing thing I've done for my business. Completely transformed the way I've done things. It's brought a new purpose into my life.
You know, that course has really shown me that you can achieve stuff in a much shorter time frame than you initially think you can.
You've got so much potential, so just if you have an idea of doing it, you've got one life, go ahead and do it. You've got to get that person out the way that might be holding you back and steam forward. If you've got any fear, you just have to steamroller through it. And I found that on the course. I just thought of doing something and then up would come that sense of, oh, can I do this? Can I not do it? And I was like a guy on a steamroller, just straight over, crush it. And that's what I would say to anybody who's thinking of doing your course.
There's so much information on the internet. You can figure out, you can educate yourself for free on the internet. What you can't do is connect with a community. And you can't be successful alone.
You've got to invest in yourself in this world. I've done a lot of courses. I think yours does differ because there's the accountability, you're learning from people that have done it, and from the now. You're not learning from a guy that set up a company 20 years ago when things were very, very different. You're learning it from someone that's done it with his team in the now.
These people have transformed their lives. And you know what these successful graduates have shown me? That by putting yourself in the right environment, you can achieve way more than you ever thought possible. And it's not about some magical $1 million idea, or special influencers you need to know, or getting a Harvard Business School degree. It's about surrounding yourself with experts who can show you what to do and who refuse to let you fail. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. All you have to do is mix a bulletproof business idea with support and accountability. With that, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. Here's an example. This is Max Keeling. Max went from no idea to revenue in 6 weeks. But before he did this, he was living like you and me, grinding away at an unfulfilling 9-to-5 job. One day he had enough, took action, and decided to build his own dream through our Business Accelerator. Max threw himself into every aspect of our course, completed our 10 vlogs in 10-day challenge, and after consulting our market opportunity map, he founded The Investing Coach. A few weeks later, I recommended that he create and deliver his very first webinar. He did and made his first sales months sooner than he ever anticipated. I will never forget the excitement he had on that live call with the entire group. Today, Max is self-employed, running a highly profitable online business. He sells premium digital products and live coaching packages for thousands of pounds each that are sold out up to 6 months in advance. But more importantly, he lives his passion every day, determines his own hours, and travels the world and lives life on his own terms. I love Max's story because it reminds me of when I was building London Real. Max said, once you get over the fear and push through, that's where all the magic happens. I'm a big believer in this idea. If you watch my TED Talk, you'll see that's the core message I was trying to spread. Go to where the fear is. My talk was watched by hundreds of thousands of people because the concept of fear and how it inhibits us resonates with everyone. It's something universal. We know it, we understand it, and we feel it. But most of the time, we still don't take action. For example, have you ever wanted to quit your job but were too afraid? Maybe you imagine looking at your boss dead in the eye and saying, "I quit." Then picture yourself walking out the door with a big smile on your face, knowing you'll never be back. We've all had a fantasy like this, but we're too afraid to take action. And I understand why. It's scary to leave your only source of income. That's why it's so important to build a business you love on the side now. Something you control. This will give you an escape route and keep you from being a slave to your paycheck, like I was for 20 years. You've spent tens of thousands of hours helping someone else build their dream business over the course of your life. Why not invest some of that into your dream? Okay, time for some brutal honesty. It's tempting to blame your boss, society, or your upbringing for where you are today. But the truth is that you are where you are because of the choices you made. But all that can change in an instant, whenever you decide to follow your passion. The truth is that the person cutting your paycheck made the same choice years ago, and so can you. So which person do you want to be? The person who wakes up tired on Monday, works a boring 9-to-5 job, lives for the weekend, and repeats the cycle. The person who knows they're destined for more, but does nothing about it. Or the person who jumps out of bed on Monday, does inspiring work, lives their passion, looks forward to life, and builds financial freedom in the process. So what's it going to be? Are you going to make a change, or will I bump into you 1 year from now and find you leading a life of quiet desperation? What about 5 years from now? 10 years? What about 20? I know because I used to be that guy, slowly grinding myself into misery year after year, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And you know what that is? Insanity. How about we change your future right now? You and me together as a team. Are you with me? But don't go into your boss's office right now and quit your job. I know that's what I did, but there's a tendency to romanticize these scenarios. We believe these stories end with, "They all lived happily ever after." But it actually took me years to get where I am today. I didn't have a plan. I knew nothing about YouTube, online business, or monetization. I built London Real by slowly grinding my way through, making every mistake possible. I got distracted by the latest web tools and apps. I asked favors from London Real fans to set up technology, which took months longer than it should have. I even spammed our London Real episodes on people's Facebook walls. It was exhausting. Now, after years of blood, sweat, and tears, after interviewing the greatest minds in the world, after making every mistake possible, I'm proud to say that I have built my dream lifestyle. I'm able to wake up every day doing what I love, providing value, and changing lives for the better, while being financially independent and answering to nobody. Getting to that place wasn't easy. I had to go through years of suffering and headaches. But I've got good news. You don't have to go through the same journey as me, because I have compiled my knowledge, expertise, and secrets in one place.
After a half-decade of trying every possible strategy in the book, it has become very clear to me that you can't just go cold turkey and venture out into the world hoping for the best. You need an idea, a plan, and a series of steps in order to get what you want. In essence, a roadmap. But that's only the beginning, because knowledge isn't everything. If it was, then we would all be billionaires with six-pack abs. Along with a roadmap, it's also important to have a guide, someone who's been there before and will work with you personally through the biggest challenges you face. On top of that, it's important to have like-minded people to support you, people who understand what you're going through and who want you to succeed, who will be there to give you feedback, motivate you, and pick you up when things get tough. When you combine a proven roadmap with a skilled guide and an army of supporters, that will make you unstoppable. And that's what I'm offering you today. If you've ever dreamed about living your passion while achieving financial freedom in the process, I can show you how. I'm proud to officially open the London Real Business Accelerator. When you join our course, you embark on a unique journey. You will not just learn about business, you will be taking on a meaningful challenge that will change your life forever. And you won't be doing it alone. You'll join a group of smart, hungry, like-minded entrepreneurs from around the world who will be building their businesses alongside you. Many of our students have said the network alone is worth the price of this course. But more importantly, I will be personally mentoring you every step of the way. You will have complete access to me during the entire course. And honestly, I don't know if this will be the case next time around. London Real is growing at such a fast pace that I don't expect to be so personally involved in the future. So now is the time to let me help you build your dream. Let me go deeper into what the Business Accelerator actually is. For 8 weeks, we will be releasing a video module every week, combined with 2 live video calls. On Tuesday, we have a live keynote call where I go into detail on the specific module. And on Sunday, we have a live workshop call where both myself and your team leaders give you feedback on your progress. And we leave no man or woman behind. Our course has the highest success rate of any online business course out there because we put massive emphasis on accountability, which is what I call the secret ingredient to success. You can learn the best techniques, strategies, mindsets, tools, and tactics in the world, but if nobody is there to keep you accountable, you won't get the amazing results you envision for yourself. Okay, so what's in the modules? Well, let me walk you through each one of them. Week 1, Bulletproof Your Business Idea. To kick things off, we start with your business idea. If you don't have an idea, you will find one here. If you already have an idea, we will make sure you have the right one. If you already have a business, we will expand its scope. Next, I'll show you how to make a compelling 1-minute business pitch that you can use for your customers and your investors. And lastly, I'm introducing 3 proven psychological mindsets that I personally use to help you thrive through the entire course. Week 2, find your micro niche. In this module, you're going to identify something crucial, your micro niche. This is a small subsection of the market that you will own. Next, you'll find out your competitors' strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, and what you can learn to model and what you can avoid. Next, I'm going to show you how to determine exactly what your customer wants. You will use these insights not to just be better, but be different than your market competitors. Week 3, build your high-performance website. Here you will create your website in less than a week. That's right, less than 7 days. But there's more. I will show you how to attract and capture potential customers, then have lifetime access to market to them for free. Even better, I'm going to show you how to do it in a way where people will want to hear your marketing message. Week 4, make your content. This is where most students have their biggest breakthroughs. In this module, you'll complete the legendary 10 vlogs in 10 days challenge. This is where you start sharing your ideas, making an impact, and find out exactly what people are dying to hear you talk about. You will also learn how to make compelling video content the London Real way. I will show you how to produce a 3-part series as a free product to hook your new customers. Then you will warm them up to become your long-term customers by delivering them exceptional value. Week 5, kickstart your social media. Nowadays, there's a social media expert on every corner. But how many can show you proven results? Who do you know that went from 1 Twitter follower to over 125,000? We did, and not in some spammy way, but in a deliberate fashion while building authority in the market. In this module, I'm revealing all the strategies I gleaned since 2011. I will break down all of the big social media channels and show you which ones to use and which ones to avoid. Week 6, create your product. Here I guide you down the London Real product success path. First, we will find out what value you can offer to your customers. Then, I will show you how to properly package it. And lastly, we will create your minimum viable product, which is a fancy name for the best kind of product with the least amount of effort that people will actually pay for. Week 7, sell your product. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Now you will present and sell your product by hosting your very own online webinar. I'm going to show you the exact triggers that we have used to close hundreds of our customers on our webinars. And here's the best part. If you did all of the work in the previous modules, your prospects will already want to buy from you even before you start the sales conversation. Here is where the money will start to roll in and the feeling is exhilarating. Week 8, launch your business. This is it. You've built all the necessary pieces of an online business and now it's time to launch. You will identify strategic relationships in your network and influencers inside your industry. Then I will give you word-for-word templates on how to reach out to them in order to 10x your business. Lastly, you will create a blueprint for your next 12 months with a long-term vision. Congratulations, you have your own business. In addition to this, you'll also get my bonus module, Accelerate Your Year. Here, I will go deep into the end-to-end ecosystem, how to optimize your online funnel, and show you A/B testing strategies to maximize your business success. Here's a summary of everything you get on the Business Accelerator. 8 video modules containing the latest cutting-edge techniques, tools, and insights on how to go from no idea to an online business. 16 hours of live video calls. You will interact with me face-to-face on a live call twice per week. Here, I will give you private instruction, answer questions, and follow up on your progress. Our private email address, dedicated to answering any question about the course within 24 hours, and lifetime access to all the video modules. If you fall behind during the course, you can pick up anytime you want. But most importantly, I am offering you accountability. You will not just sit around and watch videos. I'm going to make sure you actually do everything we teach by including weekly check-ins and 24/7 help. Me and my team of London Real business coaches will support you throughout the entire accelerator. If you get stuck, we are here to help you. Our trademark accountability document. Your progress will be followed in real time on our accountability system together with all the other accelerator students. Access to the private Business Accelerator Facebook group where you can connect instantly with a group of like-minded students, many of whom will become friends for the rest of your life. Lastly, I'm offering you a free ticket to our live weekend graduation event in London. Here, you will meet your classmates, go deeper on course material, and crystallize your plans for your business. This includes free admission to our super focus group, interviews at London Real Studios, a group dinner on Saturday night, and a walking tour of London with the class and the team on Sunday. But just so you know, this event is optional. You don't have to attend in order to complete the Business Accelerator. And that covers the entire course. But to top things off, I'm also including a no man or woman left behind 60-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you don't feel like I have given you the value I promised, I'm offering you a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. I'm that confident in this course. All you need to do is complete all of the coursework on time and attend all of the live calls. If you do this and are not 100% satisfied, I will give you a full refund. But once you join, you will see that I leave no man or woman behind. I will make sure that you get over the finish line, kicking and screaming if necessary. That's the beauty of our accountability system. It's the reason why this course has the highest success rate of any of its kind. It's the secret sauce that gives us incredible stories like this one. Let me introduce you to Claire Lim.
My name's Claire. I am 22 years old and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm here on the Business Accelerator program because I've decided to open the first movement studio in Hong Kong.
Meet Claire, a 22-year-old movement and dance teacher from Hong Kong who wanted to turn her passion into a business and live life on her own terms. She decided to invest in her future and join the London Real Business Accelerator, a live and interactive 8-week mentorship and accountability program designed to make her business dream a reality. Together with over 60 entrepreneurs in 14 time zones around the world, Claire undertook a radical life transformation, learning how to publish videos of herself, build her social media platforms, create digital products, and actually sell them on her own webinar. With 2 live interactive calls per week, she was coached and mentored by me, Brian Rose, the founder and host of London Real. Following our blueprint of 8 world-class video content modules, a private Facebook group, and our trademark accountability documents, all while under the supervision of experienced team leaders from around the world.
I have begun a 10-day vlog challenge presented to me by Brian Rose. I've had spurts of extreme motivation and passion, and it's like going on hyperdrive. And it's some sort of superpower.
But it was the global community of her fellow classmates and entrepreneurs who also built businesses that was the hidden value of the whole experience.
I think it's bizarre how everybody's in different parts of the world. Everybody's there for each other.
It took hard work, but Claire was soon recording huge wins while she also built the foundation of her business. By the end of the course, she was celebrating major success as she reached out to partners and recorded her own webinar.
And it really worked. I had about 1,700 views, and I don't even have 1,000 Facebook friends. And it worked because I felt like I was talking to people, and connecting and helping and providing value. And also I made so many friends with people on the course, and it's been a real honor.
We are together.
Yeah. Both from Hong Kong.
Yes, both from Hong Kong.
But all together, it just becomes like a real family. I'd really like to spread the message that other people can be doing this, especially other young people, stepping up to be entrepreneurs. If you do love what you do and you can immerse, then look out for the next course, seriously.
Today, Claire has turned her dream into a reality and built a profitable business by opening Hong Kong's first movement, dance, and meditation studio. Now she has both a sustainable lifestyle and lives her passion every day, doing something she truly loves while inspiring, motivating, and leading people in the movement revolution. So by now, you're probably wondering, what's the price for the Business Accelerator? Well, if you were to get an MBA from a business school, you'd have to pay about $100,000. Then figure out how to apply everything on your own once you graduate. The good news is the Business Accelerator doesn't cost anything near that. We could charge $15,000 for the course, and paying that much for a business that can earn you many times that every year would still be an amazing deal, especially since it also lets you live your dream lifestyle. But we also wanted to make this affordable to everyone, so we cut the price as low as we could for something with this much personalized attention. So we have 3 levels of investment. The standard package, for which we also have a 12-month payment plan, the premium package, and of course, the inner circle. The standard package gives you 8 video modules, 16 hours of live calls with me and my London Real business coaches, access to our private Business Accelerator Facebook group, our private email address with a 24-hour response time, lifetime access to all the modules and workbooks, a London Real coach based on your business model, and 1 ticket to our graduation weekend. With the premium package, you receive everything from the standard package, plus a one-on-one video kickoff call with me to assess your business ideas and plans for the future, my private email and Facebook chat for the course during the entire 8-week period, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview here at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. This is a huge business asset that you can have to land customers and give you access to partners and really jack up your social proof. And lastly, for the people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package, where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you'll get access to my Inner Circle group of exclusive, driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their businesses to the next level. Here we go big. So if you want to build that 7-figure business, this is the package for you. So now is your chance to click the Buy Now button and join our Business Accelerator. To put things in perspective, where are you going to find an offer like this anywhere else? If you join a typical digital course, that's what it's going to be. Digital, no people. The problem with a digital course is that everything is down to you. You're on your own, which massively increases your chances of failure. Why leave this up to chance? Instead, join our accelerator, where you have your own business coach who keeps you accountable and a group of like-minded entrepreneurs who will embark on the same journey as you. Of course, you could decide to do it alone. But if you've seen my 3-part video series, then you'll know how hard it was to build London Real from the ground up, all by myself. It took me 3 full years to even make a dime. It's romantic to think you can do everything on your own. But honestly, if you study how the best in the world succeed, they all had mentors. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mozart, Albert Einstein, and Alexander the Great. These were people who learned from the best. I too have been privileged to learn from many of the best in the world by inviting them into my studio. I stand on the shoulders of giants. And if it wasn't for them, I might still be broadcasting from a tiny little studio with just 2 microphones and spamming my episodes on all my friends' Facebook walls. But I transcended. I opened myself up to people who had already achieved what I wanted. I learned from them and built London Real into a global media and transformation company because of it. During this course, I will be your mentor, steering you every step of the way. So click that button and buy. Join my program. You will not regret it. And one more thing. When you look at the times we live in today, it has never been easier to build a business in the history of mankind. Your product idea can be tested for less than $100. Your website can be set up instantly. Your customers can be rapidly found through social media. And with the Business Accelerator, you can get there in record speed without having to make all the amateur mistakes that I made. The truth is that the biggest thing holding us back is our own minds. The moment we want to do something bold, we have 100 small little voices in our heads telling us to do the exact opposite. We see someone create a successful business and we immediately find reasons why we cannot do it. Oh yeah, that person probably has money, good looks, great connections, it's luck. I grew up as a science geek, became a banker, and then created London Real. It has nothing to do with luck, good genes, or talent. It has to do with the willingness to just go for it. The same goes for any big London Real guest that comes into this studio. I have learned that they have the same basic fears as you and me, but they are directed by a different story. Instead of waiting for the right time to do something like start a business, they make it the right time. They make the decision to plow ahead at full speed. Fears and self-doubt be damned. And these people are not special. We've all met people who are driven no matter what their age, IQ, or background may be. Your inner game is the key to your success. Over the years, I've seen so many people with the potential, the energy, and the know-how to make it happen, but they were paralyzed by the story they were telling themselves. Let me go over some of the most common ones I hear. I don't have a business idea. Well, guess what? You don't need one to start this course. During our first modules, we will dig deeper into who you really are, what idea will fit you, and what market to pursue. We've included multiple exercises, worksheets, and resources to help you find the right business idea, including the market opportunity map and your golden triangle. Instead of having to venture out there on the internet and read dozens of articles with contradictory techniques on how to find an idea, we have actually done the hard work for you by designing easy, practical tools that will get you started and accelerate your progress. Will this actually work? I spend thousands of dollars on digital courses every month in order to get myself and the London Real team to the next level. There are some amazing products out there, but there is one thing they all lack: accountability. You see, most of the digital courses out there are exactly that: digital. You sit at home alone and watch video modules. Sound like fun? Not to me. I believe in teaching the old-fashioned way. So when you sign up to one of my courses, you get to see the whites of my eyes on 2 one-hour calls every single week. You get to participate in these live Zoom calls with the members of your class, many of whom will become your friends for life. I track your progress and push you to be the best, and I'm not a big fan of excuses. So if you want to watch some videos, go to YouTube. But if you want to actually change your life, sign up to our Business Accelerator. Well, when I founded London Real 6 years ago, I started with 1 YouTube subscriber. I didn't know what I was doing, my family and friends didn't care, and I was honestly nervous about what my former colleagues in banking would think of me. Since then, London Real has had over 50 million views, held interviews with some of the most amazing people on the planet, and now has a product ecosystem with multiple successful courses. I'm truly able to say that I've created a business I'm passionate about. Through that experience, I believe anybody can get what they want if they commit. Starting a business isn't easy, and the first step is always the hardest. But once you completely decide to go all in, everything else becomes easier, and I will be here to guide you every step of the way. I don't have any time. Do you have enough time to be successful? Most people who complain of not having enough time in their lives suffer from bad routines and an ungrounded mindset. The Business Accelerator gets rid of all of that. So many people spend hours at the computer, starting on one task, half completing it before jumping to another, never knowing the roadmap to building a successful business. I will give you a clear methodology, allowing you to focus your valuable time on exactly what matters. You will see results with as little as 5 hours per week. Although just like anything else, it's simple. The more time you invest, the more results you will see. Successful people have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. They just use that time differently. And if you want to learn how, then join us now. Because I'm not sure when I will do this again or how involved I will be the next time. But I have a little surprise bonus for you. If you join me today, you will get access to the London Real Library. You will get the exact workbooks, word-for-word scripts, and templates for every single module, including how to reach out to influencers, contact blogs, write your first blog posts, and more. Not only that, inside you will also get case studies from previous successful graduates and how-to tutorials for every step of the way. So click the buy button and join me on this course. I have big plans for this class, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Don't settle for anything less than an incredible life. You have so much to offer the world, even if you don't see it yet. So if you're ready to escape the 9-to-5 and build a business that pays you to do what you love, then hit that button and join me. I'll see you on the inside.